Welcome to Capital One Bowl Mania.
Aloha means so much more than just hello and goodbye. In the native Hawaiian language, the aloha spirit can be translated into the joyful sharing of life. And a perfect way to share aloha is with a spirited football game on Christmas Eve. Welcome to the Hawaii Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Today inside Aloha Stadium, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders from Conference USA take on the hometown Hawaii Rainbow Warriors from the Mountain West Conference. Mele Kalikimaka, everyone. I'm Chris Cotter alongside Hall of Famer Mark May. And you know the old saying, when you look good, you feel good. How you feeling about now?
I'm feeling great.
I think I got the lesser end of the gifts from the wardrobe department today, but we'll move on from that. You know, going to a bowl game is a reward for every team. But when you come out here to Hawaii and the island of Oahu, it's a little bit more special, isn't it?
It definitely is. And you talk about in the time when people say the playoff diminished bowl games or there are too many bowls, try to tell that to the players of Middle Tennessee to have an opportunity to come to Hawaii where they may never had that opportunity their entire life to come here and enjoy paradise. And how about the Hawaii players? There's not a player on this roster that's ever been to a bowl game. And you look what Nick Rolich has done as a first-year head coach, taking him to a bowl game this year. This game is important to both of these programs.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Blue Raiders from Middle Tennessee had an opportunity for a really special season, and then they lost their quarterback in early November, lost a couple of games right after that. We weren't sure he was going to play in this game until just a couple of days ago. The third member of our crew, Maria Taylor's down on the field with more on that story. Maria?
Yeah, you're right, Chris. Maybe the best bowl gift of the season is Brent Stockstill being cleared to play on Friday by his team doctors. Now, Brent was injured November 5th against UT San Antonio. It's a broken collarbone in his non-throwing shoulder. He did have surgery the day after he injured it. He's throwing just days later, and according to Brent, the injury has not affected his throwing motion at all. Now, he said from the beginning that there was no way that he was going to leave his offense out to dry and not play in this bowl game. So he's absolutely happy that he's able to play today, and he's happy that he can lead this offense with his throwing shoulder.
All right, Maria, Brent Stockstill, the coach's kid, is going to start this game, but Middle Tennessee, that offense means it's so much more than just a quarterback because he has so many weapons around him.
It's a three-headed monster, and being a coach's son, he's got total command of this offense. He knows every little player and every little play and where to put the football. Great placement with the football, confidence with the football, total command of this offense. You talk about the 27 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions on a season. Not only that, he can run the football, averaging over 5 yards a carry. Talk about running the football. Octavius Mathers, over 1,500 yards rushing. What's really impressive about him is not just the rushing, but the receiving aspect. 62 receptions on the season. And then I go into the receiving action. How about James Ritchie? 97 receptions on the season. The 5'9" sophomore from Sarasota, Florida, does much more than just catch the ball, but he is so quick in the open field. He can run the ball. And how about throwing the football, Chris? 6 for 7 on the season. He's a jack of all trades.
He was a wing T quarterback in high school, so when they needed him at the end of the year, he came through in flying colors. Now, this Hawaii defense, they're charged with stopping all those weapons, but they do have a great middle linebacker in Jelani Tavai.
And he could play for anybody in the country. Jelani Tavai, 6'4", 235 pounds, and he's a middle linebacker. Makes plays all over the football field. Not just the tackles, over 108, he has 118 on the season, but he is the inspirational leader of this football team. You look at the 7 sacks, makes big plays all over the team, all over the field. And when you need an inspirational leader, he's the guy. He's an every down player. He's got a terrific future, not only in college football, but at the next level if he continues to play like this.
Tavai leading the Haka as Hawaii gets set to take on Middle Tennessee in the Hawaii Bowl. It's coming up next.
Hi, I'm Paul, and by now you might know me as the guy who switched to Sprint because all networks are great. But get this, Sprint has this crazy deal on their new unlimited plan with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th line free. Yep, unlimited data, talk, and text for your whole crew. Oh, you'll need the best unlimited data plan because, well, you have to get the new iPhone 7. It's on top of almost everyone's holiday list.
Find out how to get a free iPhone SE. It's the best gift this holiday season.
How's that for a happy holiday?
There are just some things you have to do when you live in this climate. They're not always fun. Well, okay.
All right.
Sometimes they're fun.
Get a little bit more. All right. Oh, you're doing a really good job.
Gorgeous day, as you might expect, here in Honolulu, Hawaii Bowl, just minutes away from kicking off. Hawaii out of the Mountain West, Middle Tennessee at a Conference USA. And Mayday, when you talk about coaches for this game, certainly Nick Rolovich is a player who was a coach who played here at Hawaii, so he brings a lot of that experience and the know-how on how to get it done here on the island.
And when we talked about him, he talked about the culture here. You've got to be happy here to have success here, and he knows about the culture here. And when he became the head coach, he tried to change that culture from a losing culture back to a winning culture, and he's been great exceeding at that.
Last 5 years in the Mountain West, they've won 8 games. They won 4 of them this year in his first year. Rick Stockstill, meanwhile, been at Middle Tennessee for quite some time and has really enjoyed a lot of success.
And the way that he treats his players. I had him last year in the Bahamas Bowl. His players absolutely love him. He knows how to win football games.
And we're underway here at Aloha Stadium. Hawaii won the toss and elected to receive. And that's Paul Harris bringing the ball out just outside the 25, and that's where the Rainbow Warriors will scrimmage. Let's take a look at tonight's impact players, brought to you by Lexus. And when Hawaii has the football, they're going to look Marcus Kemp's way, and it's up to Jeremy Cotrera to stop that. And he's their leader at the receiver position at 6'4", big body, can catch the football, but has the speed to take it all the way. And for the defense for Middle Tennessee, Jeremy Cotrera, 6'2", their tallest defensive back, but he's terrific at man coverage. Drew Brown will be the quarterback for Hawaii. 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, a sophomore from Monte Serrano, California. Took over the starting job really about 2-3 games into the year on a full-time basis. Out on the right side that time, it's Diosemy St. Just with the carry. Picks up good yardage on first down. Outstanding blocking by the right side of the line. First down is very important to Hawaii. They want to set the tempo and set the tone. They've got to get huge chunks of yards on first down to be successful in this game. They just picked up 7 on that play, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 7. There are the particulars on Drew Brown. Still learning this offense. That's one of the things that Coach Rolovich said. This is taking him some time, as you might expect. Back to pass now, looking to the left side. Out to his receiver and overshoots Keelan Ivalico. Drew Brown got good protection on that play, just sailed that ball a little bit. It's a little windy in this stadium. It may not look it, but it's very windy. When we're up here in the box, we can feel the draft just coming through the press box. I think I heard Mayday complaining about the weather and how windy it was here. It's perfect football weather, but it's just a little windy when you're trying to throw the football. It's pretty much perfect weather, but you're right. That wind is starting to whip up here. It's been growing over the last couple of hours. 3rd down and 3 now for the Rainbow Warriors. And the zone read and handoff to St. Justin. He's not going to get there. Pickup of just 1 yard, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Terrific job by the defensive front tackles. You've got Shaquille Huff at 330 pounds and Jamal McBride at 319 pounds. Those little bookend tackles in there do a terrific job of getting leverage for the defense from Middle Tennessee. And Daryl Randolph coming up from the safety spot to help out on the tackle, so it brings up a 3 and out now in Hawaii's first possession. Rigoberto Sanchez back to punt. He'll handle all the punting and kicking duties for the Rainbow Warriors. Fair catch this time signaled by Richie James. Makes it at his own 26-yard line. And that's where Middle Tennessee will take over. Mayday, Brent Stockstill back from that injury. Maria talked about at the open. Hurt on November 5th. He's been rehabbing that broken collarbone ever since. And we just found out a couple days ago he's going to get the start. With that, you know, you get tempo with him in the game because he knows this offense so well. But how about a tough kid? After the injury, he still completed 2 passes. Didn't want to come out of the game. We'll see all kinds of different formations this time from Middle Tennessee as we'll get Itavius Mathers in the backfield. Stockstill back to pass. Out in the flat this time. Finds his man for a first down. Got it in the hands of Richie James, and Richie James will come out of the backfield. He'll line up all over the field. And that's what you want to do with this offense. Get the ball into Richie James' hand. He's so quick when he gets the football. He's quick as a hiccup. Once he touches that football in the open field, it's tough to bring him down. And this is the tempo that I talked about right off the bat in the first play. Mathers this time along the right side. He gets stuck, but stays on his feet. Flag on the play. Let's check it out as Mathers was dropped for what was ultimately about a 2-yard loss. Got a Hawaii player down as well. We'll check on that. Looking for a number. This one looks like it's coming back as far as the penalty.
Holding offense, number 63. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Josh Chester called for the infraction.
First down.
It'll be a repeat of first down. Charles Lamartina, our referee on the day, part of the American Athletic Conference crew that's calling this game. Again, looking for confirmation on this Hawaii player who is down. It's Mefi Koloa Matangi.
It's good he's back up on his feet. It's good to see.
He'll walk off on his own power. It is good to see. Koloa Matangi, one of a pair of brothers playing on this team. Leo is a starting center for this Hawaii football team.
Wonder how was that growing up? You got one brother on offense, the other on defense. It had to be fun in the backyard going against each other.
And both rather large individuals, I'm sure. I mean, they both come in at over 300 pounds. So Mephi's 250 pounds.
Will they go out in the backyard and wrestle? The winner gets a steak?
Mephi's little at 250 pounds. His brother is over 300 on the offensive line for Hawaii. First down and 20 now as we get on the outside right here. And Mathers gets a big play all the way down to about the 47, 48-yard line. And one of the things this Hawaii coaching staff said all week long when we were speaking to them was they cannot afford to let Middle Tennessee get big chunk yardage, big plays.
And they've got to be good tacklers. On that play, they weren't. Outstanding execution on offense on the outside by the receivers, but Mathers knows what to do with the football when he catches it.
62 receptions on the year for Mathers. Going back up top, he's got a receiver, and he connects with him. All the way down to the 20-yard line, Dennis Andrews. The Georgia Tech transfer gets the Blue Raiders into the red zone.
How about the offensive line giving quarterback Brent Stockstill enough time to throw this ball? Not only that, the touch by Stockstill of throwing this pass. It's that tempo I talked about earlier. When he's set and ready to go, he knows exactly where he wants to go with the football.
Continuing with tempo as well, Stockstill. The handoff to Mathers along the right side. Gets a block too. Will he get into the end zone? He does. Touchdown. Blue Raiders. And just like that, Middle Tennessee is broken out on top.
Outstanding job of blocking on the edge, but when you have that ball in Mathers' hands, he knows where the goal line is. And great blocking on the outside. This team knows what to do. It's not just the offensive line. I love how the wide receivers get into blocking with this football team.
20 yards on the touchdown carry for Mathers. He had 16 rushing touchdowns on the year, make it 17.
And right here, Brett Stockstill does a terrific job right here, but look at the blocking on the outside. The wide receivers that I said before, when they get to the outside, they know how to throw a block, and that's what springs him into the end zone.
That's Dennis Andrews, who just had a 30-yard reception on the very play before, making a great block downfield. Cannon Rooker on for the extra point. And it is good. 12 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first quarter. On their first offensive drive of the game, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders take it right down the field and reach pay dirt with Itavius Mathers.
Dear Santa, I've been a very good girl this year. I would like a
Lexus.
G.
Yep, GSF. Let Mommy help. With Mark Levinson's sound. Just put a little bit of glitter on here.
Mommy, your wish came true.
If you're going to wish big at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get up to $2,500 customer cash on select 2016 and 2017 models for these terms. See your Lexus dealer.
Get the steak without the steakhouse. We're talking juicy, marinated steak, more steak, and queso. Introducing Steakhouse Nachos from Taco Bell. Everything you love about the steakhouse, and nothing you don't.
You're ready to get new cars smart with Kelley Blue Book.
Did my mother send you?
With expert reviews, recommendations, and pricing tools, you'll know all there is to know before buying your next new car. Get more than pricing. Get new cars smart with Kelley Blue Book.
Why doesn't Verizon offer unlimited data like T-Mobile?
Is it because their LTE network was built 6 years ago?
6 years ago? That's like 100 in phone years.
Their LTE network is older, slower, and they limit you. Switch to T-Mobile, the newer, faster, and unlimited network. We cover 99% of the Americans Verizon covers. Get 4 lines, just $40 a month. Wow.
There is no typical day. There's nothing typical about making movies. I'm Victoria Alonso, and I'm an executive producer at Marvel Studios. We are very much hands-on producers. If my office becomes a plane or an airport, the Surface Pro is perfect. Fast and portable, but also light. You don't do 14 hours a day, 7 days a week for decades. If you don't feel it in your heart, listen, I know my superpower is to not ever sleep. That's it. That's the only superpower I have.
The playoff is here.
Touchdown, Huskies!
Alabama's been absolutely unstoppable.
Then,
Ohio State wins!
Clemson's offense is on another level.
The college football playoff semifinals, December 31st on ESPN.
I really did save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico. I should take a closer look at Geico.
Geico has a long history of great savings and great service. Over 75 years.
Wait, 75 years? That is great.
Speaking of great, check out these hot riffs. You like Smash Mouth?
Yeah, I have an early day tomorrow, so.
Wait, almost there.
Good night, Bruce.
I gotta tune the A. Me.
Take a closer look at Geico. Great savings and a whole lot more.
7-0, Middle Tennessee on top of Hawaii here early in the Hawaii Bowl. 12 minutes plus left in the first quarter. Monday isn't just Boxing Day, it's Bowl Day. 3 more bowl games for you as a part of Capital One Bowl Mania. It all gets started at 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Miami of Ohio taking on Mississippi State. Then at 2:30, the Quick Lane Bowl in Detroit, Maryland versus Boston College. Steve Dazio getting a nice win at the end of the year to get himself in. And then finally, it's Vanderbilt and NC State in the Camping World Independence Bowl at 5 o'clock on ESPN. All those games, of course, streaming live on the Watch ESPN app. Toe to leather, Cannon Rooker puts a leg into it. Down to this goal line right there. Big return this time by Paul Harris, all the way out beyond his 40-yard line.
We spoke to head coach Nick Rolovich yesterday. He was telling us that special teams is such a huge part of his football team. It would help them get to a bowl game this year, and that's just the fact when you just saw that return. Terrific job on the return team, excellent blocks, no penalties, very well coached.
Hawaii's offense will take the field now for their second drive. Got a nice little run from the Osamis St. Just before in that last drive, but then it stalled out. 3 and out. Along the right side that time, St. Just again. Gain of about 4 yards.
Little power play. The offensive line isn't getting a very good push. It's early in this game, but Middle Tennessee's doing a better job pad level in the trenches.
You'll notice that Middle Tennessee likes to go very tempo, a lot of high tempo. Hawaii will slow it down a little bit. St. Just again in the backfield, flanking Drew Brown. Over his head. And Drew Brown is just going to fall on it on his own 25-yard line.
Smart play by Drew Brown. That's all the center's fault, getting the ball. They've got to have that continuity of getting that ball when they're taking that shotgun snap like that. And you've got to practice it 10,000 times. That was just a poor snap by the center.
And this is going to bring up a 3rd and long.
They can't have that happen if you want offensive execution. That is definitely poor execution by the offense.
You mentioned Leo Kolomatangi, brother of the player who was shaken up just a little while ago as the starting center here for Hawaii.
He had been playing some guard, moved back and forth.
3rd and 19 now for the Rainbow Warriors. Brown back to pass. Surveys the field over the middle, can't connect. He's looking for Ivaliko again, and it's going to bring up 4th down. Hawaii will be forced to punt deep in their own territory.
And this offense right now for Hawaii is just out of sync. They're not doing a good job of running the football, and they're not calm and settled down offensively with Drew Brown. The offensive line is doing a decent job in protection. They're giving him a chance to throw the football, but he just needs to settle down and complete passes. He's like hot right now. Brett Favre, when at the beginning of his career, when he started with Green, used to come out hot all the time, throw the ball hot. You got to get him settled down. Get the quarterback settled down, confident, calm in the pocket.
Rigoberto Sanchez back to punt again for Hawaii. 19 of his punts this year have gone for 50-plus yards. Swirling wind here inside Aloha Stadium as he gets off another good one, cutting through the wind, sending Richie James all the way back to his 25 where he fields it. Too close to the boundary that time as he goes out of bounds, but Middle Tennessee will take over from their own 30-yard line. Up 7-0 here early in the Hawaii Bowl from Honolulu.
Aaron?
With my sister.
But she hates kids. Okay, once more.
Lexus RCF.
In?
Ultra white.
With?
Premium package. Santa Claus! You got it.
If you're going to wish, wish big at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get up to $2,500 customer cash on select 2016 and 2017 models for these terms. See your Lexus dealer.
The holidays should bring joy. So why are you still putting up with complicated cashback cards? Some cards limit where you earn bonus cashback to places they choose. Then they change those places every few months. Quicksilver keeps it simple. With Quicksilver, you've always earned unlimited 1.5% cashback on every purchase, everywhere. 'Tis the season for simple. What's in your wallet?
We've got some pretty extraordinary fans at Domino's. That's why we created Piece of the Pie Rewards, a rewards program that's anything but ordinary. You can earn a free pizza after just 6 online orders of $10 or more. Some folks will even have a chance to get 10 shares of Domino's stock or $10,000 in store profits. Learn how to get your piece of the pie at Domino's.com.
The Hawaii Bowl, brought to you by the Hawaiian Islands. Let Hawaii happen. The Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. What's in your wallet? And Lexus, who wishes you happy holidays.
See Mayday there, carving it up on the North Shore. You were there the other day, right? Only the big waves. Waikiki, it wasn't rough enough for you. 7-0 Middle Tennessee on top of Hawaii. Let's take a look back at our Gildan Drive recap. Last time Middle Tennessee had the ball, Mayday, marched right down the field.
Terrific job of blocking for Octavius Thomas on the outside of the back, Octavius Mathers. And right here, look at Dennis Andrews, wide open, makes the catch, but get the ball in your playmaker's hands. Octavius Mathers again, great blocking on the outside. And watch, he knows where the goal line is. Just lower the shoulders and get across it.
Fred Stock still back in the gun. Coming back from that shoulder injury, rolling out to his right. Looking downfield, finding a man in the flat. And it's Ty Lee, the freshman, with the grab, gain of about 6 yards.
That's a difficult thing to do when you're a lefty, to roll right like that. And he does a great job of squaring his shoulders before he throws the football for the completion.
Ty Lee from Moultrie, Georgia. Conference USA all-freshman team. You know, you talked about all the weapons at the start of the show. This team goes deep on the outside. 2nd down and 5. Stock still fakes the handoff. Trying to find Richie James, can't connect. And we got a flag, though. Take another look at this one to see if James was held.
I think, as you said, with so many weapons out there, it puts Hawaii in a difficult position where they've got to go one-on-one with these great receivers.
Pass interference, yeah, pass interference is the call. You're right. And you know, the Hawaii, Kevin Lempo, the defensive coordinator.
Defense number 39. Automatic, 1st down.
Kevin Lampa talked about it. Our guys are going to be out on an island, no pun intended, here on the island of Oahu, and they're going to have to play well.
It's going to be tough. That's not going to be the last one we're going to have this game.
And Trayvon Henderson, that's his best defensive back right there. The junior out of Sacramento with the call on interference. So 1st down for the Blue Raiders. Little trickeration right here. Flea flicker. Wide open is Richie James. Holds it in at the 20. He'll score.
And I really like that play, but I really hate that play. Back with the Redskins, that was called 50 throwback special. And we had a quarterback break his leg. I'm not going to say his name, but we'll just leave it at that. But a great job of execution by the offense. Fake the handoff. The defense steps up in the play. When the back's got the ball, pitch it back to the quarterback. And guess what? Once you step up, the speed of Richie James just goes right by the defender. He's wide open for the score.
Rojesterman Ferris beating the freshman out of Coral Springs, Florida. Almost not fair to have a freshman in that position to stay one-on-one with Richie James. Cannon Rooker on for the point after to make it 14-0. Middle Tennessee State, he does, and the flea flicker. A lot of times you'll see this in bowl games when coaches have a lot of time to prepare, and it works to perfection for the Blue Raiders. 14-0, Middle Tennessee on top.
I got it.
I got it. I got it too.
Everyone's got their ticket to the #1 comedy in America.
You serious?
Yeah, here we
How
go.
am I just hearing about this?
It's destined to become a classic.
Was that too much? I loved it.
Office Christmas Party, rated R, now playing.
Not everyone speaks Sriracha.
Sriracha.
But when a fan says
Sriracha.
they want a Sriracha chicken sandwich with Sriracha jack cheese, Sriracha infused aioli, and a Sriracha bun. Wendy's spicy Sriracha chicken sandwich for a limited time.
Tyler Perry and Nickelodeon comes a brand new series. This is Dylan.
I'm Dylan. What up?
Who's Ma?
He's moving in with his new family.
We are very, very happy, right, to welcome Dylan into our family.
Great. But stay out of my room.
And he's teaching them lots of new things.
Dude, so let me tell you where babies come from.
Don't miss the brand new series, Tyler Perry's Young Dylan. Tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central on Nickelodeon.
You know why you're here?
No. Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Wow.
Call 1-800-531-5000 today for our HBO offer.
14-0 here early in the Hawaii Bowl. Middle Tennessee over Hawaii. And boy, I tell you, the Blue Raiders offense has been firing on all cylinders. Not so much for Hawaii. Maria Taylor's down on the field with more on that.
Well, yeah, Chris, you heard Mark talking about this offense seeming a little bit out of sync. Drew Brown spent majority of the time that MTSU was out on the field with his offensive line. Even head coach Nick Rolovich coming over asking what's going on with the communication. And he talked a lot with Leo Kalua-Matungi about exactly what's going on with the snap, and they practiced a couple times on the sidelines, guys.
All right, thanks, Maria. Cannon Rooker with the kickoff short this time, corralled at his own 12-yard line. And again, finding room along the right side. The special teams unit for Hawaii paying dividends already. DeJean Butler with the return that time. We've seen it from DeJean Butler. We've seen it from Paul Harris. And, yeah, this has been their best unit on the field, this kickoff return unit, but they can't do anything with it so far.
By far, the offense has to start taking advantage of this. The special teams is putting them in good field position every time they touch the ball.
So another opportunity for Drew Brown. You heard from Maria. Communication, got to settle down a little bit. One of the things Nick Rolovich talked about when we spoke to him this week was how this team sometimes comes out at home, and this is their home stadium here, Aloha Stadium, and plays with a little nervous energy and not in a good way. Brown keeping it, and he can't escape the rush.
And that was outstanding coverage by Middle Tennessee on the defensive left, offensive right. He wanted to throw that ball to the right. He didn't have an outlet for the ball, had to pull it down and try to make something happen with it. And that's just great coverage and great coaching by Middle Tennessee and their defensive secondary. They knew it was going to be a pass, stuck with the receivers. There's nothing for Drew Brown to do. He can't throw it anywhere. He's got to make something happen with his legs, and then the defense converges on him. It's a loss for the offense for Hawaii.
Nice job by Darius Harris that time, coming in from his middle linebacker spot when he saw the play break down to make the tackle for loss. Second down and 14 now for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Flag on the play, could be a free play. Yosby St. Just takes it over for a gain of about 5 yards. We'll see what the call is. Looked like Middle Tennessee was offside.
Jumped a little bit early.
Offside. Defense number 97. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
With the yards back they lost, and then some. It'll bring up second down 9.
Even with the penalty, if you look at their offense for Hawaii, that might have been their best play of the game. They were able to get movement. They went 2 tight ends, blocked, had a little bit of a push. The back was able to wiggle through there and get some positive yards.
Unga in motion back to his starting spot for Hawaii. St. Just again along the left side, finds some room, gets into the secondary. St. Just is finding some running room out there.
The left side of the line, Dijon Allen and John Wa'a did a terrific job, the left guard and left tackle, allowing St. Just to get through the hole, but a nice job of holding your blocks. Hat on a hat, body on a body, hold your blocks long enough so St. Just can get through the hole and get positive yards.
Alex Dale making the stop that time, but not until St. Just got it to the midfield. The first time in this game, Hawaii getting something going offensively. Brown, quick pass completed this time. Out to Dylan Colley. Brother played at BYU.
And now you feel the Hawaii offense getting a little bit of a rhythm. They've run the ball effectively. Now they're throwing the ball, making completions. Now they're getting into a little bit of a rhythm.
Double tights now for Hawaii. I know as a former offensive lineman, that doesn't upset you one bit.
Oh, smash mouth, let's run it. Oh, yeah.
St. Just gets the handoff and can't get anywhere, though. Those double tight ends didn't pay dividends.
And I talked about Shaquille Huff before, the senior, the 6'1", 330-pounder. A great job of penetration by the big fella. Terrific leverage of getting in the backfield, disrupting this run. The worst thing for an offense is to have defensive linemen penetrate the line of scrimmage and disrupt the running back where he has nowhere to go.
Huff and Raynard Felton, who Iro Nick says that's his emotional leader on the defense. Both converging to make that stop. There you go, big fella. Shaquille Huff. 6'1", 330 pounds. Covington, Georgia.
He's got some great feet.
Good feet on that play, making the stop in the backfield. 3rd down and 6 now. Staying with St. Just. Finds an opening along the left side. Nice block downfield that time as well by Keelan Ivaliko. And sprung St. Just for another big game.
And Chris, you said it, the left side, Dijon Allen and John Wa'a, terrific job, left guard, left tackle, getting the push, creating the seam for St. Just to get through, and that's when they've been their most effective, is running to the left side of the offensive line.
19 yards on 3rd and 6, keeping this drive alive, and this has been by far the most impressive we've seen this Rainbow Warrior offense look in this game.
Double tights again.
Faking the hand off to the left side of the zone read, and Brown keeps it. Picks up good yardage, about 6 yards on 1st down.
And that's a nice read by Drew Brown. He saw the interior collapse on the back. He kept the ball and ran. He's not the fastest guy on the team, but he's very consistent, averaging almost 3.5 yards per carry. He doesn't make mistakes with the football. He's not super excited or explosive with the football, but he makes great decisions when the ball's in his hand.
Alex Dale having to come up with his free safety position. Nice tackle, but not until Brown got 6 yards on 1st down. St. Just back in the game, and he carries it up the middle. Close to the 1st down. I think he's probably going to be a couple of feet short.
And for Hawaii, this is not only good for the offense, but it's good for their defense. Now they're holding on to the ball, running some time off the clock. Their defense is on the sidelines, getting their breath, and the offensive line is starting to take over a little bit in the trenches on this drive.
Jamel McBride with the stop. Bringing up a big 3rd down here for a Hawaii team, down 14-0 early. They're going to need touchdowns, not field goals in this game. No, I don't think he's going to get there. Brown kept it. He's going to be short.
He made the right read on this play, but there is nowhere to go. It's just the quickness and the penetration of the Middle Tennessee defense, getting up the field and reading the play defensively.
It is going to bring up 4th down. Again, McBride making the stop along with Melton. Felton in on the stop as well. 4th down here, Mayday going for it?
Absolutely. Hey.
Double tights, high snap, but Brown brings it down. Laka with the carry, and I don't think he got there. Stephen Laka, the hammer on this offense, and certainly Middle Tennessee looks like he didn't. And you look at the body language for both of these teams, that tells the story. We don't even have to wait for Charles Lambertina to tell us.
If they had a cleaner snap on this play, they might have gotten it, but Stephen Laka at 5'10", 210 pounds, he's the hammer. He likes to go ahead and bang it in between the tackles, but the high snap might have hurt him a little bit on this play. He had to make a cut. But another time, I look at this defense from Middle Tennessee, they seem to always get one defender in the backfield, winning at the point of attack.
And this time it was Tyshawn Render, the freshman from Noonan, Georgia, making the stop. So a very positive drive for Hawaii comes up empty in terms of points. And now Middle Tennessee takes over. They've scored on each of their last 2 drives. The fake again going up top. A little hold there, and here comes the flag.
I said that wouldn't be the last one when we had the first one.
Stockstill was looking for Desmond Anderson. Partisan crowd here doesn't like the call, but it looked like he had a handful of jersey. Now, I guess the question would be as to whether it was catchable or not, but we might not know that. If he's being held, he wouldn't be able to get up to full speed.
Defense number 18. Automatic. First down.
He's got a jam there on the offense, right off the line of scrimmage, but he stays with it. He's got to get off the hold.
Had a handful of jersey for a good 6, 7, 8 yards downfield. Marched off to the 33-yard line, which is where Middle Tennessee will scrimmage again, first down.
Middle Tennessee spreading them out. They like to use the entire field.
Stockstill isn't afraid to go up top in this one, is he, so far? Again, looking left side again, going up top. Can't connect this time with Desmond Anderson again, and Anderson wanted another call, didn't get it this time around.
Didn't get it that time, but one thing that Brent Stockstill's doing, he's getting rid of the football in a hurry. Coming off the broken collarbone, he knows he doesn't want to get hit. He knows he doesn't want to take any punishment in this game, but what a great decision of getting rid of the ball as fast as possible.
We'll bring up second down and 10. And they may be picking on this freshman, with Jesterman Ferris the second.
Why not? When you've got competent skill guys out there that you've got confidence in, get him the football.
Fake again, going the same direction. This time, ball's knocked out. Fumble on the play, and Hawaii picks it up. Durrani Tavai with the fumble recovery, and that puts the Rainbow Warriors back in business.
Smart by the Durrani Tavai, but how about that? That's the first time that they were able to get any pressure on Brent Stockstill. He wanted to throw the ball in the first pump, couldn't get rid of it, had to pull it back down, didn't have that protection that he's had the entire game, and a terrific job of hustle by the Hawaii Rainbow Warrior defense.
Ikem Okeke comes around the left side and forces the ball out right here with a perfectly timed hit.
Now that's just concentration, hustle, going for the football. When you know the quarterback's going to get ready to throw the ball, stripping it out of his hands. Hawaii converges on it, picks it up, and makes something happen. That's the biggest play of the game for the Hawaii football team.
And that got this crowd into it as well. Rainbow Warriors back in business inside the red zone after the turnover. Brown looking to pass. Going for the end zone. Got a man open. Touchdown. Metusela Unga.
And Unga, the big tight end, does a terrific job in this play. When we talked to Nick Rolovich, he said we can get some mismatches. We should have gotten them all season with a 6'5" tight end getting him the football. And here he does a terrific job. Big, long arm tight end, can block, but can definitely catch the football.
Metusela Unga has been banged up all year long. Finally healthy, and you mentioned it. Brian Smith, the offensive coordinator, Coach Rolovich, thought they could get mismatches, and they got one in the red zone to put the Rainbow Warriors on the board. Rigoberto Sanchez with the PAT, and just like that, in a quarter that at least the first half of this quarter have been dominated by Middle Tennessee. Hawaii gets the turnover, quick change, score, and we've got ourselves a ball game here, Mayday.
Metusela Unga does a great job with his body, getting in front of the defender right there, and just goes up, long arms. When you've got a body 6'5" and you've got a defender that's 6 foot covering you, you get your body in front of him, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a big play for the offense.
What an answer by Hawaii to get the turnover, to get the score, to get this crowd certainly back into it.
And Brian Smith, the offensive coordinator, going for the juggler right off the turnover. That's what you're supposed to do. When you get the momentum change, the momentum switch like that, you've got to go for it, especially when you're down a couple of scores. Take a chance right off the bat. Make sure that you get the momentum back on your side. Now you can feel the players on the sidelines, they're feeling some confidence.
And Coach Rolovich talked about it. Sometimes at home, the team doesn't know how to act. They don't know, they don't believe whether they can win. You get a score like that after a big turnover, now maybe you believe you can win. It changes the fortunes of the team and the mindset right now.
Breeds confidence all over the football field, special teams, offense, and defense.
Rigoberto Sanchez will put toe to leather for the Rainbow Warriors. Richie James and Desmond Anderson back deep for Middle Tennessee, and this one goes way out of bounds. Mistake that time by Rigoberto Sanchez, a player that Nick Rolovich says is one of his most important players on the team. That's a mistake.
He's made every kick, every kickoff, and every punt the entire season long.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. Middle Tennessee elects to take the ball to the 35-yard line. First down.
This college football season, you can stream every game live, including this one, on the ESPN app and on Watch ESPN. Download the app or visit watchespn.com today. We'll all be doing that in the days to come while we spend our time in some airports, watching some college football, watching some NBA action as well on Christmas Day. Middle Tennessee, after the penalty, will scrimmage from their own 35. Stockstill, the handoff to Mathers, and he gets swallowed up. Jamal Jones in the backfield.
Outstanding job of reading the play. I talked about penetration always kills running plays. It's a great job by the defense of reading the play, getting in the backfield and making something happen.
David Manoa on the stop that time for Hawaii, my bad. Stockstill out in the flat, finds Richie James. Gets what he can out of it. It'll bring up third down and long.
One thing about Tony Franklin, the offensive coordinator, he's definitely got to spread the wealth around, but he knows the security blanket for quarterback Brent Stockstill, Richie James, the wide receiver. Terrific hands, not very big at 5'9", but great hands and knows what to do with football when he catches it.
Middle Tennessee facing their first third down of the day. It's 3rd and 9. Stockstill, did he make the catch? Simultaneous possession, they're calling it an interception.
Jalen Rogers, cornerback, one of their best defenders. Terrific job of concentrating on the football.
Take a look at the play again. Dennis Andrews was the intended receiver.
Look at Rogers, just taking it away from him, using his hand strength. That's a great job of going over the top.
Take another look at it.
Stockstill had time to throw the ball, good protection by the offensive line, but just the strong hands of Jalen Rogers taking it away from the wide receiver.
2 turnovers now has Hawaii squarely right back into this game. They've got the crowd on their side and a lot of momentum. Brown, the fake to St. Just. Flushed out of the pocket, he'll just throw this one away.
Another terrific job by the secondary and the coverage of the defense for Middle Tennessee. The offensive line did a nice job of protection, giving the quarterback, Drew Brown, a chance to throw the ball.
Quarterback goes out of the tackle box and the ball reached the line of scrimmage.
But no one was open on the play.
Second down and 10 now for Hawaii. Looked like they were going for another big one as well on that first down play. Sudden change. Weren't able to connect, though, so second down and 10. Again, over the top, wide open. Inside the 5, down to the 1. That's where they'll mark him down. John Ursula with the big play.
John Ursula does an outstanding job on this play. Not only that, how about the fake by quarterback Drew Brown? He's going to fake it to the back. The defense steps up. Once the defense steps up just one step, that's enough for John Ursula to get open on the play, and he is wide open on this play. Bad coverage by Middle Tennessee.
All those big runs by St. Just here in the first quarter. Get a player or two sneaking up.
Fans in the stadium thinks he scored on the play.
They, of course, looking at the replay on the Jumbotron here at Aloha Stadium. Laka. He takes it in for the score.
Nice job of collapsing the defensive right. The offensive left of the line does a nice job. But Stephen Laka does a terrific job. There's not much here. He's just going to take it in the score. He's going to lower his shoulder. There's nobody there to stop him.
At 5'10", 210 pounds from Honolulu. They call him the Hammer. That's his 13th rushing touchdown of the year. And he comes up limping. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
A power football by Hawaii. Helmet to helmet, get a push the line back. He just runs through the first tackle, not even close.
Sanchez converts the point after try, and Hawaii with 2 touchdowns in the last minute and 30 of game time tied this game up.
Change the momentum. That strip of the quarterback, Brent Stockstill, really changed the momentum of this football game.
Think about this, Mark. Hawaii comes into this game minus 11 in turnover margin on the year, one of the worst in the country. Now they've forced 2 turnovers, and they've scored 14 points off those turnovers. And
that's what you have to do offensively. And Laka does a great job of taking it in here right at the end, celebrating. Looks like he hurt something on his lower leg.
Like he may have gotten that ankle clipped by a defender, though, right after he got into the end zone.
But for an offense, and to gain the momentum, when you get that ball back and the defense gets it back to you, take it in and score, make something happen, get points out of it, and it's great for momentum.
There you see the big running back right there, Laka being looked after on the Hawaii sideline. Hometown kid. We may have a good one here today, huh? 14-14. We're not even through with the first quarter yet.
Wow, you got the momentum. If you're Hawaii, do you take a chance of an onside kick? A little early.
Desmond Anderson, Ruben Garnett, both back to receive this kick. A little bit better this time by Sanchez. Touchback. Bring it out to the 25. Celebrating its 12th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' General Scholarship Fund for each field goal and extra points kicked. To date, Allstate has contributed millions in scholarship funds. By the end of the day, they may have contributed millions in scholarship funds for this very game. Already 4 touchdowns scored, and we still have 2 minutes and 39 seconds left in the first quarter. So after 2 consecutive touchdown drives for Middle Tennessee, they've had 2 consecutive turnovers. Let's see what Brent Stockstill and company can do now. Stuffed. Nothing doing at the line of scrimmage that time for Mathers.
And leverage by the defensive front of Hawaii. That's an outstanding job of getting leverage and pushing the offensive line back. And for Mathers, there is no place to run on that play, but good defense by the Rainbow Warriors.
Second down now on a long 9. Stockstill back to pass underneath. Incomplete, looking for Dennis Andrews to bring up a 3rd and long.
Now it looks like the offense from Middle Tennessee's come off the hinges in the last couple of series. They were rolling the first couple of series. It was easy to score touchdowns, running it, throwing it. Now it seems like the tide has turned absolutely for Hawaii, and the momentum has turned.
Stockstill with the pick and the fumble lost. Can he find that rhythm once again? 3rd and 9, and the crowd getting into it. Stockstill flush to the pocket. Great catch that time. First down. Brought in by Ty Lee, the freshman.
What an excellent job by quarterback Brent Stockstill on that play. Under pressure on the play, rolls out to his right. He's a left-handed quarterback, and off balance slings this and throws a dart.
Another player down for Hawaii. This is Jalen Rogers, who made the pick, his 4th pick of the year. On the last Middle Tennessee drive, looks like he might have a Charlie horse there. He's pounding his right thigh.
For Hawaii's defense, he's basically their best playmaker. On his 4th interception of the game, he leads the team in interceptions. 4th interception of the season.
He'll walk off on his own power.
And that was a huge play for Middle Tennessee for momentum on that. They needed to get something going after stalling the last 2 drives.
Good look there, Nick Rolovich, former quarterback here at Hawaii, played under June Jones. Said he sat down with Coach Jones when his playing career was over, and Coach Jones asked him what he wanted to do, and he said, at some point in time, I'd like to have your job. Well, here he is.
Yeah, done a great job.
Stockstill looking to throw, and this one gets away from him.
I think Brent kind of threw that one away. He didn't see anybody open, and he felt the pressure.
I'll tell you, you can feel this wind whipping up here from time to time. You can see the flags. And that's going to have some type of an impact on the passing game here. If you get it up there in the air, it's going to have an impact. Mathers in motion. Stockstill goes the other way. Finds his receiver. It's Ty Lee again. Nice pickup, but short of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
It's a good job by Hawaii's defense of reading the screen. Everybody's eyes are on Mathers going to the left side. Well, guess what? They throw a screen to the right. That's a good job of reading it by the defense. That could have been a big play for the offense. Five receivers.
Empty backfield. Stockstill looks over to the sideline for the call. Rolling left into the pressure. Pass knocked down. Trayvon Henderson.
A terrific play by the Hawaii defense. They came with a blitz. Stockstill runs away from it. Pressure on him. But a great job by Henderson of getting his hands up. He knows he can't get to the quarterback. Get up and knock it down. And that's what he does.
Matt Bonadies to punt for Middle Tennessee. First time we've seen him today. John Ursua back to receive it. This one's going to go over his head and find the end zone for a touchback. Hawaii will take over once again, this time at their own 25. 44 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Take a look at Brent Stockstill's smart stats.
And look at his numbers. Terrific year. The 5 interceptions and 363 pass attempts. Offensive line does a great job of blocking for him. Just 7 sacks and a 370 drop. I like the rushing. The other dimension he adds, he can move the ball. He can run it with his legs and make something happen with his legs. But he's struggling today, making mistakes today, the turnovers today. That's what's hurt the offense, and that's what's hurt the entire team.
For the season, now 28 touchdown passes with one earlier today against only those 5 picks and now 6. Only threw just a 6th interception on the season in this first quarter. Back along the left side there, St. Just with a nice gain of about 5 yards on first down.
I know I bragged about him before and said it before. The left side of that offensive line is doing a magnificent job. That's where their bread is buttered, because they're getting a push. They're making sure they're sealing off the inside with the center, getting the push by the left guard and left tackle, and it's allowing St. Just to find that crease and pick up positive yards.
St. Just with 836 yards rushing this year. Missed all of last year with an injury, but he's been their bell cow back for the most part of this year. Rolovich calls him his most complete back. Again, a huge hole up the middle for St. Just. Into Blue Raider territory. First down for Hawaii.
Poor linebacker responsibility on that play, but great execution by the offense again on the left. Huge hole by the offensive line. I could have run through that hole and gained 8 or 10 yards. 8 or 10, give me 8 or 10. But St. Just does a terrific job of picking up another first down for the Rainbow Warriors.
There are 11 players
that
in
is
blue
the end of the
jerseys
first
on
quarter.
the field that might have stopped you before you got to 8 to 10 yards. That's going to put a stop to our first quarter. What an entertaining quarter it's been, too. 14-14, Middle Tennessee jumped out on top early. Hawaii came all the way back. We got a good one, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Our mountains challenge us, push us back, knock us down, tell us it can't be done. But then, one day you reach the summit, and you realize the harder the climb, the better the reward. Coors Light. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
I'm my team's #1 fan. Yay, sports. I've never been #1 at anything until I put these babies on. Now we're on a winning streak, and I have never taken them off. Do I know where I'm going? Absolutely. We're going to the playoffs.
Allstate guarantees your rates won't go up just because of an accident, starting the day you sign up.
So get accident forgiveness from Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's good to be in good hands.
Come on in, Pop-Pop.
Happy birthday! I survived a heart attack. I'm doing all I can to keep from having another one. And I'm taking Brilinta. For people who've been hospitalized for a heart attack, I take Brilinta with a baby aspirin, no more than 100 milligrams, as it affects how well it works. Brilinta helps keep my platelets from sticking together and forming a clot. Brilinta reduced the chance of another heart attack, or dying from one. It worked better than Plavix.
Don't stop taking Brilinta without talking to your doctor, since stopping it too soon increases your risk of clots in your stent, heart attack, stroke, and even death. Brilinta may cause bruising or bleeding more easily, or serious, sometimes fatal bleeding. Don't take Brilinta if you have bleeding, like stomach ulcers, a history of bleeding in the brain, or severe liver problems. Tell your doctor about bleeding, new or unexpected shortness of breath, any planned surgery, and all medicines you take.
Talk to your doctor about Brilinta. I'm doing all I can. That includes Brilinta. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
Hey, Evan. So, you're stuck at a work thing. With DirecTV and AT&T, you can stream all your favorite shows without using your data. That makes you more powerful than a table for 60.
Wednesdays are the new Thursdays.
Or the mandatory after party.
How early's too early to leave?
You're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
It's your TV. Take it with you. Watch all your live DirecTV channels on AT&T data free.
Hawaii and Middle Tennessee all knotted up at 14 apiece as we begin the second quarter. One of the things that Coach Rolovich talked about was turnover margin, and it really has hurt Hawaii so far this season. But he also said we need to create 3 turnovers in this game, and they've already created 2, and it's gotten them right back into it. 1st and 10 now from the Middle Tennessee 48-yard line. Back to pass goes Brown. He finds his man on the right side. That's John Ursua. Gain of about 7 yards, 6 yards on 1st down.
Good job by Drew Brown of getting rid of the ball in a hurry.
And we see the turnover margin, 121st in FBS. They didn't do a very good job of tackling early in the year. Nope. They didn't do a very good job of forcing turnovers. They've gotten better in the tackling department, and clearly today they've gotten better in the turnover department.
That's one thing you want to see out of your football team, is getting better, particularly a first-year head coach coming in. You want to see your team get better each and every week as the season goes on, and that's the way they feel they've been this season. They've gotten better each week.
Brown back to pass again, feeling the rush, flushed out of the pocket. Has a man open, and he connects. Again, Unga, the big tight end downfield.
Mateo Isela Unga does a nice job again of getting open. The 6'5", 240-pounder. When you see him out there, you got to try to hit him. And a nice job by Drew Brown. Under pressure, under duress, the blitz comes, so what's he do? Rolls out of the pocket, makes the play, looks for his big tight end, then finds him for the first down.
Chris Melton was supplying the pressure for Middle Tennessee, couldn't get there in time. Unga, 32 yards, setting up Hawaii again in the red zone. Looking from the call from the sideline. Timeout. Little confusion there from Hawaii.
Hawaii takes the first charge timeout of the half.
Drew Brown calls timeout to sort things out, and why not? In the red zone, driving once again. 14-14. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paul. I switched to Sprint for their network, and now I have the best unlimited plan with data, talk, and text. Perfect for my amazing new iPhone 7, which you're going to want too, because it's on top of everyone's holiday list.
Find out how to get a free iPhone SE. It's the best gift this holiday season.
The most magical time of the year is also the perfect time to take home a new Honda. Like the versatile CR-V, a KBB.com Best Buy for 2016. Hurry into the Happy Honda Day sales event, only at your Honda dealer.
You love all-day breakfast, but you don't love that you can't get all your favorites. But now you can get more of what you love, so you can find something else to not love, like hearing the sound of your own voice. Get more choices you love, now with all-day breakfast.
Michigan, Florida State, the Capital One Orange Bowl. The Wolverines, led by Jabril Peppers, look to shut down Dalvin Cook and the Seminoles. The Capital One Orange Bowl, Friday at 8 on ESPN.
Trying to survive winter on summer tires is not smart. Fortunately, there's TireRack.com. Find the right winter tires for your car using Tire Rack's reviews and test results. Then have them shipped to a trusted installer fast. Be smart this winter. You'll be glad you were. TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install smarter.
I can be country.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, no. I need to find a real country boy.
Would you like to Western dance?
Sure would.
Middle Tennessee and Hawaii all tied at 14 early in the second quarter. Hawaii driving once again. Fourth straight drive in the red zone after a couple of 3-and-outs. Let's go way back, 2001. There's Coach Rolovich. Nice head of hair. Replaced Timmy Chang back in 2001, record-setting Timmy Chang. And Rolovich really, this team didn't miss a beat. 8-1 as a starter.
He knows how to get rid of the football. Look at him. Nice high release, getting it to his receivers. Look at that. Arm strength, can go vertically with the football. But he knew he wanted to be a coach and was an assistant coach here, an assistant coach in Nevada, and comes back as a head football coach. They got the right guy at the right time for this program in Nick Rolovich.
St. Just, the fake to him, and Drew Brown keeps it. Inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. Beautiful fake.
Outstanding fake by not only the quarterback, Drew Brown, but how about the running back? The defense fouled the running back on the play. That was really exceptional. Look at all the hats of the defense. Nobody's fouling the quarterback, but a great job on the fake by quarterback Drew Brown.
Unga with the seal block as well. Setting up Hawaii now inside the 10 at the 6. First and goal. Remember earlier we saw Stephen Lakalaka. He's using the hammer down here, go off with an ankle injury. We have not seen him yet, but St. Just with the carry down inside the 5.
Well, St. Just, you're just not getting that push because at 5'8", 195 pounds, you're not going to get that push. He's one of those players, you got to give him a crease where he can hit the crease and hit it at full speed and then make his move.
Second down and goal now from just inside the 5. And that forced turnover, that fumble down here when Middle Tennessee was driving up 14-0 has just completely changed this game around. Can Hawaii put it into the end zone on this drive? Brown back to pass into the flat, finds St. Just short of the pylon. The official is going to mark him out. Let's find out where he marks him, just at the 2-yard line.
And he couldn't get his shoulders square on the play. If he turns and gets his shoulders square and tries to jump into the end zone, he can score on this play, but a nice angle on the defense.
Yeah, Chris Milton getting out from his linebacker spot to make the stop. And that spot was not a very generous spot at the 2-yard line.
What hurts? My ankle.
We're getting word that Laka suffered a right knee injury. We'll get more update on that as far as the severity of it or whether we'll see him again for the rest of the night. But for now, it's St. Just in the backfield. The fake. Brown keeps it. He'll score.
Another terrific job by Drew Brown of reading the defense, but the defense attacking St. Just on the fake. They're going for the back on the fake, which guess what? There's nobody to the outside. Great decision by Drew Brown. He sees the opening. Easy score for Hawaii.
Let's remember that the first couple of drives, even though Hawaii wasn't scoring touchdowns, St. Just was getting chunks of yards running on the left side.
They've got to respect that. That's why you watch the linebackers go with the flow. They're going with the running back.
Hawaii takes their first lead of the game, and Rigoberto Sanchez looking to make it 7 points, the margin. And the senior from Hamilton City, California, does just that. 21-14, Hawaii on top. Drew Brown has become the magician of the zone read, and it's all working for the Rainbow Warriors.
Heineken has been family-owned since 1873. They know about family tradition. My favorite family tradition? Exchanging gifts. It allows me to showcase my range as an actor. What could this be? You shouldn't have. I love it. I actually bought these myself. Family-owned since 1873. There's more behind the star.
So, Mr. Harris, we have your fingerprints on the safe, a photo of you opening the safe, a post using the hashtag #JustRobbedTheSafe. So, what are we supposed to think?
Switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance.
Excellent point. Case dismissed.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
The most magical time of the year is also the perfect time to take home a new Honda. Like the Accord, the best-selling car in America. Hurry into the Happy Honda Day sales event, only at your Honda dealer.
This holiday season, experience the phenomenon of the Wizarding World. It's enchanting, magical, and spectacular.
Can you travel as fast?
Fantastic Beasts, rated PG-13, now playing.
No. You can scroll menus for days, or just get what you want. All your favorites you crave, one box, $5, no hard choices. The $5 Cravings Deal, only at Taco Bell.
The Hawaii Bowl, brought to you by Sheridan Resorts in Hawaii. Explore more at SheridanHawaii.com. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And Honda, hurry in for great deals during Happy Honda Days.
Middle Tennessee players enjoying their time in Honolulu at a water park earlier on in the week. Not enjoying their time so much right now. 21 unanswered for Hawaii. They've taken a lead in this game. And the crowd is into it here at Aloha Stadium, and certainly all of the momentum on the side of the white and green.
Just tell by the body language of the players on the sideline. Before they were all sitting down with their heads down. Now most of them are standing up. They're into the game now.
Rigoberto Sanchez with the kick down at his own 3-yard line. Stopped. Bounces off, but can't get away. Desmond Anderson with the return, but stopped at his own 15-yard line. Let's send it down to the field with Maria Taylor. Maria?
But you guys are talking about the body language on the Hawaii sideline, and you're right, it's completely changed. When they were down by 2 scores, it was a lot of asking questions, almost confusion it seemed like over there on the bench. But now everyone's saying just play free, more of that. Let's get another play like the last one. A lot of confidence, a lot of guys keeping each other up, and it's completely flipped from the beginning of this matchup, guys.
Thank you, Maria. Yeah, it certainly looks like it would be completely flipped on the other side as well with Middle Tennessee. But they get Richie James involved, and look at this guy. Started to the right, goes to the left, and trips on his own man. Tripped on his own teammate that time. Desmond Anderson was downfield trying to make a block, and Richie can't even believe it.
He's unbelievable.
It just goes to show you his explosive nature, though.
And nice job of the line blocking, but he just has so much quickness when he gets the football and makes things happen. He's so quick in the open field.
Quick to go this time with the quick run, and nothing doing that time. Malachi Mangeo in the backfield making a stop on James. It'll be a significant loss on the play.
Malachi Mangeo making a statement on the play at the end of that tackle. They're fired up on the side, on the Hawaii side of the defense. They're starting to make plays. They're getting some confidence in this game. Obviously, with 21 unanswered points, taking the lead, they're getting confidence, offense, defense, special teams.
2nd down and 11 now for the Blue Raiders. James in motion out of the backfield. Stockstill looking to throw short over the middle, gets it complete for a short gain. Dennis Andrews on the reception.
And Jalen Rogers on the tackle, and he had help on the tackle. That was terrific coverage. They tried to bring the drag underneath. No one was there to catch the football. Catches the ball, but there's nobody there to get a block for him. 2 defenders on him. Short gain.
3rd and a long 8. Middle Tennessee trying to go tempo.
How about the fans getting into this? Yeah, I like it.
James in motion out of the backfield. Stockstill looking his way, and they connect. James has open grass in front of him. Still on his feet. Powers his way close to midfield. Trayvon Henderson making the stop, but a great individual effort that time by James.
Not only that, avoiding tacklers and then getting lower than the tacklers at the end of the play and keeping his feet moving and driving down the field to pick up additional yardage for the offense. He's so quick coming out of the backfield. I keep saying this. That's why he gets open. Once he gets open, he'll make that first defender miss with the quickness there. Then he'll make another defender miss, and then just lowers his shoulders. Nice job.
James on the carry this time along the right side. Picks up about 4 running the football.
Just going to the well with James. He's their best playmaker on offense. Get him the ball.
He's now gone over 100 catches on the season, and he does have over 300 yards rushing. Most of those yards coming in the team's final game of the year against Florida Atlantic when they had to go Wildcat for much of the game.
Almost 500 yards rushing in that game.
77 points.
They had two players with over 200 yards rushing.
Second down and 6. This time it's Mathers along the right side. Finds some room. He'll pick up a first down. Not a great spot. Maybe did not. If you look at the official on that right side, it's going to be 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't even
close. I spoke too soon on that. Jelani Tavai making the stop on the outside, but Mathers coming up short on the first down. It'll bring up a critical 3rd down here for the Blue Raiders.
No hesitation by Middle Tennessee. They're not even going to question the spot. Line up for the next play.
Mathers again, this time trying the left side. Gets the first down. He'll be stopped after a gain of about 3 yards.
Nice job of weaving between tacklers. The offensive line didn't get a great push, but they did get a body on the body, and he was able to give a stiff arm and pick up the first down.
Jelani Tavai again involved on the tackle along with Damian Packer. Mathers is such a special player when you talk about a young man who can carry the rock, also out of the backfield, really worked on his hands. Coach Stockstill talked about that when he came over from Ole Miss, the transfer. Stockstill on the run on the right side. He's got a man open. Can he connect with Richie James? He does. What a fantastic play.
I'll tell you what, Brent Stockstill on this play, unbelievable.
Let's see what the flag is. We do have a marker.
It's against Middle Tennessee.
Wow. Ike Mokeke was again coming off the edge, applying the pressure, forcing Stockstill out of the pocket.
Personal foul. Chop block. Number 55 and number 4. 15-yard penalty. First down.
With a chop block, you can't have 2 players engaged. If one player is engaged with a defender and somebody cuts them, as Mathers did on that play, that's a chop block. But unbelievable by Stockstill, getting rid of that ball just in the nick of time before the defender sacks him. He just zings it out there and completes it.
Okeke is showing himself to be quite an athlete coming off that edge and pressuring the passer. That negated a 25-yard gain. And now it's 1st and First in California, I believe our colleague Jesse Palmer likes to say, it's a long way before they convert. Stockstill. Oh, it's picked off. Picked off this time by Hawaii, and he's got a convoy of blockers in front of him, and Trayvon Henderson is going to take it to the house.
Definitely some confusion by the offense. They had 2 wide receivers in the same area, 1 defender, and the 1 defender picks it off. Trayvon Henderson, Johnny on the spot, does a terrific job not only picking it off, but taking it back to the score.
Rick Stockstill can't believe it. His young quarterback, who had only thrown 5 interceptions all year long. Granted, he missed the team's last 4 games. Throws 2 here in the first half. This one taken to the house by Trayvon Henderson. And Hawaii extends their lead. Extra point is good. And in shocking fashion, Hawaii has rattled off 28 straight points, including Trayvon Henderson's 3rd interception of the year. He takes this one back to the house, and it's a 28-14 lead for the Rainbow Warriors.
Western Michigan, Wisconsin, January 2nd at 1 on ESPN.
I noticed it as
28-14, Hawaii has jumped all over Middle Tennessee after the Blue Raiders opened up a 14-0 lead. In Mayday, it's all been about something that Hawaii has not been able to do all year, and that's create turnovers, as they've gotten now 21 points off of those turnovers to really turn this game around.
Well, they hit head coach Nick Rolovich's goal. He said coming into the game, their goal was to get 3 turnovers against Middle Tennessee, and they've got 3 in the first half, and the first half isn't even over.
Midway through the second quarter, and they've already reached his goal. Now I'm sure he's getting greedy down there. He's saying, if we can get 3, why don't we get 5 or 6?
No, he'll just tell the guys at halftime, when I said 3, I only meant the first half.
Now you gotta go really work.
Well, certainly the team can see what turnovers can do for you, as the Rainbow Warriors are now forged a 14-point lead. Rigoberto Sanchez kicks, sails into the end zone. Desmond Anderson corrals it there, and the touchback will put Middle Tennessee back in business on its own 25-yard line. Take a look at these turnovers made, and this is really the fumble this time by Ikem Okeke forcing the fumble really turned the game around.
It definitely did, and that for Brent Stockstill, he didn't see it was coming from the backside, but here the interception was a terrific job by Jalen Rogers of taking it away, but then throwing the pick 6. And you look at Brent Stockstill coming into the game, had 5 interceptions and 363 attempts this season. He has 2 in 17 attempts this game.
On the keeper, Stockstill keeps it, gains about 3-4 yards. Interestingly enough, Middle Tennessee's play selection coming into this drive, 8 rushes and 17 passes, and this is going against the Hawaii defense that gives up 244 yards on the ground, 117th in the country, Mayday. I'm surprised that Coach Stockstill and Tony Franklin and this offensive coaching staff haven't really stayed with the run a little bit more to this point.
Well, earlier, Octavius Mathers had the ball in his hands a bunch of times, but lately they've gotten away from him in the running game. Here, he caught one out of the backfield again. He's a terrific receiver out of the backfield, but running the football, he hasn't had that many opportunities.
Yeah, they're really going to the air. They're finding Richie James. They're finding Octavius Mathers, and Mathers that time corrals it and gives the Blue Raiders a first down.
And they don't have the pace and the tempo that they had early in the game. It seems every time they pick up a first down or they get a play, they stop and look at the sidelines. Early in the game, when they were hitting on all cylinders, it was pace, tempo. Get the ball going, get the ball out of your quarterback's hand.
Stops for the fake to Mathers. Looks over the middle for Richie James. Sails it over his head. He'll bring up second down.
Trayvon Henderson on the coverage. He was there. There was nowhere to throw that football. He just got it out of his hands to get rid of it.
Kevin Lampa, the defensive coordinator for Hawaii, says Trayvon Henderson is a special player. Has the potential to possibly play at the next level.
And that secondary for Hawaii has been nicked up. They got nicked up in practice, particularly the safety positions.
Henderson, one of those, along with Damian Packer, the 2 starting safeties. Just the bumps and bruises, and maybe a little bit more serious than that in the preparation for this game.
Kevin Lampa said, they'll play.
you know that you have to drag him off this field. This time, great catch by Richie James. Again, Stockstill finds him in Hawaii territory. What a catch.
That's James again, going back, doing a terrific job with his body, coming back for the football. That's just great concentration. 5'9", going across the middle like that. He's got to come back for the football, but he makes the catch.
Jelani Tavai defending on the play, but not until it's another first down for Middle Tennessee. Stockstill looks the other way this time. Can't connect with his receiver that time. Dennis Andrews along the right side, looking to misdirection a little bit on the screen pass.
And they had what they wanted. They had the blockers out there. And Dennis Andrews has to catch that ball. When the ball hits you in the hands like that and you set up a play like that just for him, you got to come down with the reception.
Second down and 10 now for Middle Tennessee. Three receivers bunched to the near side. Stockstill with a quick pitch this time to Terrell West. He finds some room along the left side and picks up a first down.
Now, I like that play to West. Everybody in the offensive line went right, and all the defenders went to the right, and he gets it to West to the left side, picks up the first down. That's a nice job of execution by Tony Franklin in the offense for Middle Tennessee.
West getting some playing time, the redshirt freshman from Pinson, Alabama. Out to the right side, beautiful play that time. Defending was Jalen Rogers, who's having himself a whale of a first half.
He's been all over the entire football field. The pass was high from Stockstill, but Jalen Rogers didn't matter if it was on target. He was right there to make the play. Terrific job of reading the football play and knowing what's coming and then making a play on the football. That was a great tackle on that play. Didn't catch the ball, but he made sure the receiver knew that he was right there in his mustache.
Brings up another second down and 10 now for Middle Tennessee, trying to keep this drive alive and stop this ebb and flow. 28 straight by Hawaii. Pump fake, tries to find Mathers again, and they were all crossed up on that play.
They were. And Itavius Mathers had to turn all the way around and basically do a pirouette to try to catch that football, and it was still thrown high.
Wholesale changes for Hawaii now. That tempo, when you're not picking up first downs, tempo really doesn't work for you offensively, and now Hawaii is able to make substitutions on third down.
Hawaii definitely has the momentum in this game. This defense is feeling. They've gotten stops, they've gotten turnovers, they scored on defense.
Stockstill, the handoff to Mathers, and he's not going to even come close. Picks up about 3 yards. It'll bring up a fourth down. Jelani Tavai, we're starting to call his name an awful lot here lately, making the stop.
And he's got so much range. He's so tall. It's 6'4" in the middle. You don't find many middle linebackers like Jelani Tavai. And he makes plays all over the field, particularly crucial plays for this defense. He's done it all season long for the Rainbow Warriors.
Fourth down and no man's land a little bit right here on the 33-yard line of the Rainbow Warriors. And Rich Stockstill is going to roll the dice, going for it. James in motion to the left side. Stockstill fires and can't connect.
And the blitz came from Hawaii. The offense picked it up. If Brent Stockstill just waits another count, he completes this football.
Dennis Andrews was his intended receiver. Jalen Rogers again on the coverage.
Pressure by defensive coordinator Kevin Lampert came with the blitz, put pressure on him. But if Brent Stockstill's just able to wait another count, this is a first down.
Stockstill worried about that pressure. Said that Hawaii is going to blitz him coming off the bus.
They have.
And when they get behind the chains, as we've seen now several times here in these last few drives, it opens up the door for that Hawaii pressure. Rainbow Warriors now taking over on offense. Brown, the handoff, St. Just. Maybe just the yard. Well, the annual NBA on Christmas Day tradition continues. Look at this, Mayday. Noon Eastern, Celtics and Knicks on ESPN. 2:30 on ABC. It's an NBA Finals rematch. Warriors and Cavs. 5 o'clock, Bulls and Spurs. Then it's back over to ESPN. T-Wolves and Thunder. And we wrap up the day at 10:30 Eastern time. Clippers and Lakers from Staples. That is 5 games you do not want to miss there. All presented by State Farm on Christmas Day. St. Just again up the middle, tripped up after a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. You know what's interesting? We have not mentioned Marcus Kemp's name once. He's the big play wide receiver on this Hawaii team, and he just hasn't really been involved in the offense. Hasn't really had to be.
Well, Jeremy Cottrell, their best cornerback, has been covering him, and they haven't really gone after him in this game thus far. It's early, but at 6'4", they've got two great wide receivers with height. 6'4" on each side. That's a great luxury. Even if you throw them jump balls, and particularly when you got a great receiver like Marcus Kemp, throw it out there. Let him jump the defender and come down with the reception.
There's a good look at Kemp right there. 70 catches on the year. He went over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Been quiet on this day. Teammates have not. Only 14, Hawaii with the lead. Brown again looking to pass. Got time. This time he's going deep and can't connect with his receiver that time. Makoa Command Stevens was the intended receiver, and the crowd here wanted a call, didn't get it.
Got bumped just at the end of the play. The fans thought it should have been a penalty. Clean play.
Well covered, double coverage that time downfield.
He was throwing that into two defenders. Not a smart decision, but wanted to go for it all.
So finally, this Middle Tennessee defense stands up, puts a stop to this barrage from the Rainbow Warriors and forcing them to punt. Rigoberto Sanchez handles both kicking and punting duties for Hawaii, and he's back to punt. Keep an eye on Richie James. Back to receive this kick from Middle Tennessee. Very dangerous with the ball in his hands. Nice punt that time by Sanchez. James fair catch at his own 17. That's where Middle Tennessee will take over. 28 straight points scored by Hawaii. Give them a 14-point lead. What will the Blue Raiders do on this drive? We'll find out coming up.
The most magical time of the year is also the perfect time to take home a new Honda, KBB.com's best value brand. Hurry into the Happy Honda Day sales event and discover the Pilot, CR-V, and new Ridgeline. Right now at your Honda dealer.
When I first started working with Capital One, my dad called them up and asked for the Jennifer Garner card, which is such a dad thing to do. After he gave his name, the woman from Capital One said, "Mr. Garner, are you related to Jennifer?" kind of joking with him. And my dad was so proud to tell her, "As a matter of fact, she is my middle daughter." So now Dad has the Venture card, he's earning his double miles, and he made a friend of the company.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
What's in your wallet?
Nice job, Dad.
Best Buy makes the holidays easy by helping you pick the right device with Verizon. Why, if we made the holidays any easier, you could carve turkey with laser vision. Holiday gifting made easy at Best Buy.
There's a new home for delicious steak. Introducing the new Steakhouse Burrito and Steakhouse Nachos from Taco Bell. We're talking a double portion of juicy marinated steak drenched in zesty queso. The new Steakhouse Burrito and Steakhouse Nachos.
With my moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, the possibility of a flare was almost always on my mind. Thinking about what to avoid, where to go, and how to deal with my UC. To me, that was normal until I talked to my doctor. She told me that Humira helps people like me get UC under control and keep it under control when certain medications haven't worked well enough.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Raise your expectations. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, control is possible.
28-14, your score here in the second quarter. Hawaii with the lead over Middle Tennessee. Coming up on the Buick Halftime Report, Adnan Virk, Greg McElroy, and Tom Luganville, my former classmate at the Institute. We'll have highlights from this week's bowl action, plus Trevor Claus will join him as well. It's coming up at the half. Hawaii calls a timeout. They didn't like.
Takes their second
they didn't
charge
like what
timeout
they
of the
saw
half.
with that formation.
Richie James was at quarterback.
This is a 30-second timeout.
They didn't like what they saw right off the bat.
They saw that lineup and said, no.
There's Kevin Lampa right there, the defensive coordinator. He's trying to get an explanation on what in the wide world of sports was going on that lineup. Well, Friday, it's the Capital One Orange Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Jabril Peppers, Dalvin Cook. Are you kidding me with this one? Michigan taking on Florida State at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Maybe one final opportunity to see these two in their college uniforms.
You didn't even mention Jim Harbaugh, Jimbo Fisher going at it. I'd like to see what happens at the end of that game when those two shake hands.
But those two are really going at it.
Yeah.
Cook and Peppers are going to be
excellent football players. They've got great futures at the next level.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Well, this Middle Tennessee offense is usually fun to watch, and they were at the start of the game, but they've been stifled right now. Stock's still keeping it, though, has some room, and he'll get close to a first down as his helmet comes off. Now, he's going to have to sit for a play.
Because that was a big-time run by him. He's just coming off that collarbone injury where he broke his collarbone.
Well, that has to be a little bit of a confidence builder for him to go for a run like that, to know that collarbone is healed.
Absolutely.
And he can take some hits.
Absolutely, and that's basically the first hit he's really taken the entire football game.
So you see his helmet coming off, he's going to have to sit for a play. Which means you could see a whole number of different things from Middle Tennessee. They could go Wildcat. They could bring in John Urzua.
I wonder what Kevin Lampa, the defensive coordinator from Hawaii, is thinking.
Dennis Andrews is now going to line up in that Wildcat and take the snap. And he looks like he wants to throw, but he does run. And this is what they had so much success with against Florida Atlantic, rather, at the end of the regular season when they ran for almost 500 yards. They've just got great athletes.
And they ran for 9 touchdowns. How do you run for 9 touchdowns in a game? That's old Nebraska's number from back in the heyday.
Right, Brent Stockstill now back in the game. Dennis Andrews picking up the first down. The other thing to keep in mind, too, is when you put Dennis Andrews or Richie James in the game, Richie James is a high school quarterback. They can throw the ball. Stockstill, he can throw it. Finds a man, too. Wide open across the middle that time. Ty Lee with the catch, and it's going to be another first down.
What a nice release by Brent Stockstill. I like the way he throws the ball on the run, whether it's left or right. He's more comfortable, obviously, going to the left because he's a left-hander, but he's just got so much confidence and a great release going down the field with the football. Good feet in the pocket, making a big play down the field.
Once again, Middle Tennessee now scrimmaging from Hawaii territory from the 46-yard line. Haven't been able to finish a drive in some time. Stockstill rolling to his right. This time connects with Richie James, and he gets loose. One man to beat, tries to shake and bake, can at the 15, but the Blue Raiders are in business. Jalen Rogers made the tackle, but not before Richie James picked up another big gain.
I talked about the quickness of Richie James earlier in this football game, and he's so quick, picking up additional yards, just using his quickness to get around the defender. Defender thought he's got the angle on him there, he just turns the corner, and he's off to the races, picking up a huge play.
Damian Packer, Packer couldn't get out to make the tackle, and once that happened, as we mentioned earlier, these Hawaiian defensive backs are on an island trying to cover all these receivers, and if you can make one miss, you can have a big play out of it. Hawaii player is down right now on the field.
Chris, they're always on an island. They go to school on an island and
live on an
island.
That's Damian Packer. Gets up on his own power and walks off. That's good. James, 6 catches, 128 yards, and has a score already in the first half.
And the thing is, you don't see that many wide receivers with his size, 5'9", 180, that not only catches the football, but makes something happen after the catch. Not only that, he's not afraid to run across the middle, to run in traffic, to lower his shoulder and pick up the additional yards. You really don't see that a lot out of those small wide receivers.
Timeout on the field while Damian Packer walks off. Interesting time here. 1:57 left in the second quarter right here. All the momentum with Hawaii.
Yep.
Middle Tennessee, though, putting together a nice drive right here. They can take back a lot of that momentum by scoring on this one.
They need to get 7 out of this drive.
You see the total yards right there. Of course, one of Hawaii's touchdowns, a pick 6, and another one set up with a fumble deep in Middle Tennessee territory.
Got to protect the football. Worst thing you can do as an offense is turn the football over.
First down inside the red zone for the Blue Raiders. Mathers in motion. Stockstill going for the corner. Richie James is mugged. Flags come in from all over the place.
I think that was pretty good acting by Richie James on that play also.
Trayvon Henderson is going to be called. Let's see if it was acting or an actual mugging.
Pass interference. Defense number 39. Automatic first down.
Hugging and pushing each other? Come on, let them go at it.
I think it's probably legit. It's probably a legitimate call.
Better check his pocket for his wallet.
Trayvon's had himself a pretty good game, though. Every now and then, just prevent a touchdown.
But it's tough when a safety is covering a wide receiver like that. You really want a good, quick cover corner on Richie James, and when you put a safety on him, mismatch.
First and goal for the Blue Raiders, and as you see, they have been fantastic this year. Stockstill rolling to his left, getting pressured. He just throws this one away.
Good coverage by the Rainbow Warriors.
Nice job that time by Mefi Koloa-Matangi. He was hurt earlier in the game. Back in there, pressuring Stockstill.
Yeah, he tried to get James one-on-one, and James wasn't open on the play, and then they flooded the area. Everybody tried to make a play, and the quarterback scrambled, and no one was open.
Second down and goal now from the 3. Stockstill has Itavius Mathers in the backfield with him. Screen to the right. Nice move that time and a score. Nice job by Ty Lee to make the first man miss and pick up the touchdown.
Not only that, Richie James threw a block on that play. 2 defenders out there. James throws one block. Ty Lee has to make a defender miss, and he does. Takes it in for the score.
8th touchdown reception on the year for Ty Lee, and Middle Tennessee right back at it.
And Richie James just does such a terrific job throwing the ball, running the ball, receiving the ball. But how about the little guy making blocks? I mean, that's big time. When you're 5'9", 180, and you're throwing a block out there for one of your teammates, springs him for the touchdown.
Lee made Henderson miss on the tackle. And in Rooker's extra point. Puts Middle Tennessee back to within 7 with 1:41 left to go in the first half.
And they needed that offensively, and they needed that for their team to get some momentum back in this football game after Hawaii scores 28 unafter points. Middle Tennessee took the 14-0 lead. They couldn't do anything right offensively after that point.
And that young man you just saw right there, Brent Stockstill, needed that drive as well after a couple of picks, a fumble. He hadn't played since early November when he broke his collarbone. He's been rehabbing since. So from a confidence standpoint, that certainly will help him as we look to the second half.
And also when he ran the ball and picked up 7 yards on first down and lowered his shoulders, coming off the broken collarbone, I think they gave him some confidence also.
Here's a good look at Ty Lee, the freshman from Moultrie, Georgia. His 8th touchdown reception on the year. Nick Rolovich now has 1:41 to work with his offense.
You know, Chris, there are some places that are actually cold right now in the continental United States.
Don't say anything.
I don't think we should have any complaints about this game. The weather's absolutely magnificent here.
Don't say anything. Got a lot of emails and tweets.
So have I.
Many of which I cannot mention on the air, or the FCC would shut us down. We're all friends and family, though.
It's the holidays.
That's exactly. It's that Yuletide spirit. Tannen Rooker puts a leg into it. Paul Harris corrals it at his own goal line. He gets out to the 30, flag down. Let's see what the call is here. Paul Harris has shown some explosion out of that end zone on these kickoff returns.
He doesn't hesitate at all. Once he gets the ball, it's like put your shoulders down and blast straight ahead as fast as you can.
We wait word from Charles Lamartina, his officiating crew from the American Athletic Conference.
During the return, personal foul, illegal block below the waist, kicking team number 27. 15-yard penalty added to the dead ball spot. First down.
You don't see that call very often on the kicking team.
Right,
That's going to set up Hawaii now with 1:35 left to go in this first half. Time for tonight's Aflac trivia question. Aflac. There you go. Who was the only Hawaii head coach to lead the Rainbow Warriors to a bowl win in his first season? Hawaii head coach, bowl win in his first season as Hawaii head coach. Stew on that for a little bit. We'll get back to you.
That's an easy one.
Drew Brown the handoff to St. Just, spins out of a tackle. Stiff arm, gets 7 yards. Great run by St. Just. A little anger on the sideline, too, there.
This game means something to both teams.
Some players taking exception to the way that play ended.
I'm interested to see if Hawaii can get the momentum back and get some kind of score. If they can't get 7, get 3, just take the momentum back into the locker room.
Stephen Rhodes on that tackle for Middle Tennessee. Officials talking about it. Looked like it was just some jawing. I didn't see a flag drop.
No.
Nothing.
Let him play. That's it.
Stephen Rhodes, by the way, is a former Marine. Literally battle-tested, as Rick Stockstill told us this week. He's a nominee for the Burlsworth Trophy. That's for the top former walk-on in college football. Nice pass that time by Drew Brown. Finds his man on the left side. And Keelan Ivaliko with the grab and the first down. So the Rainbow Warriors are in business. 1:11 left to go here in the second quarter.
Keelan Ivaliko's a crowd favorite here in Hawaii. Outstanding job catching the football, but he was open on that play. Nice patience by quarterback Drew Brown.
Ivaliko caught the game winner in their win over UMass, one of the wins that got him here in this bowl game, and Brown back in business. Flushed out and just throws this one away.
Left tackle Deshaun Allen was lucky on that play because he had a bear hug on the defender.
Second down and 10 now for Hawaii as they try to put points on the board to pad their lead before we get to the end of this first half. Very entertaining first half of football. Up and down the field.
I thought there'd be a lot of scoring, but we didn't think it would be Hawaii leading in this football game at this point just because of the explosive offense of Middle Tennessee.
And we didn't think that Hawaii's defense would set them up with turnovers as they have in this game. Brown flushed out of the pocket. He could run. And he does. Oh, that's a big hit late in this game, late in the play. And now the flag comes out. Very late flags. I mean, that was a big hit.
Wow.
And Brown had already slowed up. Let's get this sorted out because those flags came in late. A lot of laundry.
Really late.
Darius Harris with the hit for Middle Tennessee. And it was right on that Hawaii sideline where all the players were congregated right around the 30-yard line. We've got officials with hats off. No more flags left in their pockets to throw.
Quarterback Drew Brown just kind of lackluster running to the sideline, slowing it down. Got his molars rattled on that hit.
This officiating crew going to talk over this one because this is big.
Yeah, those flags came really late.
Take a look at it here. Drew Brown slowing down. He was still in the field of play when he got hit.
And I think the flag might be on Hawaii for retaliating on the play.
But
that looked like a clean play to me by Darius Harris. He hit him in bounds.
We can speculate on what the call is going to be.
Wasn't helmet to helmet.
This officiating crew from the American has their hands full on this one just to figure out.
They're all just trying to find their flags.
What each of those flags is going to be for. Nick Rolovich getting an explanation. We'll get ours.
There are multiple dead ball fouls against both teams. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 29. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 30. Unsportsmanlike conduct, coming off the bench and striking a player, offense number 11. All those fouls will offset. That is number 11's first unsportsmanlike foul.
A lot of hats, a lot of flags on the field.
Second down.
Nothing comes of it.
Nothing comes of it other than the fact that maybe there's even a little bit more bad blood now as we near the end of this first half. There you see the hit.
That was a heck of a hit.
Darius Harris with the hit. And then Ikaika Woolsey, the backup quarterback, was penalized for unsportsmanlike conduct. Here you see him coming in.
It
number
is
11.
third down. Third down. The down counts. It is
got a
third
penalty
down.
for striking Darius Harris. That was more of a nudge on Darius Harris. But here's Woolsey right there.
If you're on the bench,
penalized
stay
for
on the
that?
bench.
No, that is true. There's no gray area there when you come off the bench.
Nope.
Middle Tennessee takes the first charge timeout of the half.
What we have
This is a 30-second timeout.
Middle Tennessee takes the timeout. The fans here at Aloha Stadium are a little disgruntled with the proceedings. So while we've got a minute to catch our breaths, let's take a look back and see how Hawaii got here to the Hawaii Bowl on their home field. They started the season 1-3. Remember they had to go to Australia?
That's a long trip.
Extended timeout, which is granted.
They had to go to Michigan to the big house, but then they got a huge win at Air Force, and that really turned their season around.
It definitely did. They hadn't beaten Air Force in a long time, 15 games. They snapped that home win streak that Air Force had. But for Hawaii to turn it around, I thought a lot of it had to do with the coaching staff getting together. They finally got their confidence. They played better on the road this year than they had at home. And they finally got the team together. Once the team got together on the road, I think when you're on the road, it builds more unity because you're on the road. It's you against everyone else. So you become a tight-knit group when you're on the road more than you do at home.
Coach Rolovich said when I first looked at this team, their eyes were empty. They didn't know how to win. They felt almost embarrassed that they weren't winning at the level that Hawaii was used to winning at over the years with June Jones and whatnot. And now they're kind of getting back into that thing with a little bit of swagger, as we've seen tonight. Here's the answer for the Aflac trivia question. The only Hawaii head coach to lead the Rainbow Warriors to a bowl win in his first season. Mayday, come on.
Right there, Nick Rolovich.
Bowl win.
Bowl win? Oh, bowl
in his
win.
First
Okay.
season.
I would say June Jones off the top of my head.
All right, that's probably a good guess. Let's see if you got it. June Jones.
He won a lot of games here at Hawaii.
Our spotter, Joe Sullivan, almost had it. Dick Tomey was a great call on your part, Joe. I thought that was going to win it for you. Brown up top. He's got a man in command. Stevens makes the catch. The officials give it to him as well at the 10. Nice pitch and catch that time.
What a terrific job of concentration on the play.
More laundry on the field. Let's see what this call is.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Boy, that is a killer. That is a killer with 41 seconds left. Great effort negating a 24-yard pitch and catch. So now you have third and exceptionally long, and you're right on the edge of Rigoberto Sanchez's field goal range. Coach Rolovich said, I'll put him out there for a 50-yarder, but now you're even beyond that. He does have a long of 55 yards this season.
That was at Michigan.
Brown again, back to throw. Going for it again, this time going for Kemp, the big receiver, and he comes down with it for the score. There's Marcus Kemp.
Talked about it before, the match between Jeremy Cottrell and Marcus Kemp. Cottrell, their tallest defensive back at 6'2", misjudges the football, but at 6'4", Marcus Kemp goes up and brings it in for another touchdown for Hawaii.
Kemp's 8th score on the year, the first time we've called his name today, and what a big moment for the Rainbow Warriors. High snap on the PAT. Holder gets it down, and Sanchez nails it.
Talk about reclaiming momentum. 3rd and 13, maybe go for the field goal, but how about this? Good protection, just enough time for Drew Brown to throw it up top to his big fella to make an adjustment on the football and come down with a touchdown reception. Marcus Kemp, that's great concentration. But for Drew Brown, that's got to be a confidence builder to lay it up to the big guy, make that adjustment to the football, get in front of the defensive back, Jeremy Cottrell, and come down with a touchdown reception.
Beats Cottrell, who is a all-conference USA pick, Thorpe watch list at the beginning of the season.
One of their best defensive players.
Tyrone Nix thinks he has a potential to play at the next level on that play. Kemp made the adjustment, Cottrell did not.
But how about Hawaii answering the challenge? Middle Tennessee goes down and scores, makes it a 7-point game. They come right back, less than 2 minute offense. It goes in with a touchdown pass, touchdown reception. Now opens it up to 2 scores again.
You saw Rick Stockstill there. He's got his work cut out for him right now, trying to figure out how to slow this Rainbow Warrior attack, which is hitting on all cylinders right now. 22 seconds left in the first half. I figured we'd see some fireworks today, but I don't know if I thought we'd see this many.
Not like this.
No. This is like the finishing fireworks at Epcot at the end of a night at Disney, you know? This is the thing you wait for the end for, not all game long. This is called a touchback now. Desmond Anderson was very close to being out of the end zone. Let's take another look at it. The glare, it's hard to see.
Not only the glare, with the shadow also.
.22 seconds here for Coach Stockstill. He will put it up in the air, complete along the left side. Short gain that time to Ty Lee. Out of bounds, so it'll stop the clock. Bring up 2nd down and 6.
That was a really good job by Brent Stockstill, getting rid of that football, feeling the pressure. Defender right in his face, got rid of the football at the last second for a completion.
16 seconds left. You've already turned the ball over 3 times here in the first half. Do you risk another one here with such a small amount of time left to go when you're dinking and dunking 4 yards a pop?
Take a chance and go vertical with the football. You need points before half and get that momentum again. The right tackle. False start.
False start. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Well, shake of the head that time by Marquise Shakir, right tackling.
Sometimes you get rocking back in pass protection, Chris, and you just can't stop.
Mathers carrying it along the right side. Good game for him as the clock will wind down here in the first half. Good news for Middle Tennessee. They'll get the ball to start the second half. The bad news is they're down 14 points, and all the momentum resides on the Hawaiian sideline right now. Maria Taylor is standing by right now with Coach Rolovich. Maria?
Well, Coach, after MTSU goes down and scores a touchdown, you respond with one of your own. How would you describe how your team was able to reclaim some of that momentum?
For all season, we've seen this spot people 14 points. Our guys just, they don't care. They're ready. They're excited to play with each other. And we came back and played some good ball. But this team is explosive. We got to make sure we come out for the second half.
Well, you were able to force 3 turnovers in the first half. What allowed your defense to be so productive in the first?
I think they played aggressively. I think we got good pressure on the QB and got some errant throws, and our guys made some plays.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Maria. 35-21, our halftime score. Hawaii on top. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll send it to the studio in Bristol. Adnan Virk, Craig McElroy, and Tommy Luganbill with the Buick halftime report.
Hi, I'm Paul. I switched to Sprint for their network, and now I have the best unlimited plan with data, talk, and text. Perfect for my amazing new iPhone 7, which you're going to want too, because it's on top of everyone's holiday list.
Find out how to get a free iPhone SE. It's the best gift this holiday season.
Remember when you said men are superior drivers?
Yeah?
Yeah. Then how'd I get this?
Allstate Safe Driving Bonus Check. Only Allstate sends you a bonus check for every 6 months you're accident-free.
Okay, let's try.
Silence. It's good to be in good hands.
This just in, 50 million customers' data was not compromised this morning in a security breach that didn't happen.
Wall Street not rattled at all.
Oh.
Sir, what went right? What went right?
Everything.
We have a brief statement on this non-breach. We're happy to report there's nothing to report.
My dad's company wasn't hacked today. Cool.
Dear OxyClean, this jersey has seen 5 years of Franklin County High School football. That's more ground in dirt and stains than you could ever imagine. The reason it looks so good is because we pre-soak and wash with OxyClean. It has saved $1,000 every year or more because they're holding up and lasting longer. We are proud of our school colors and just wanted to say thanks for 5 years of making us look and feel like champions.
OxyClean, it gets the tough stains out.
Family road trip, fun. Check engine, not fun, but you've got hum. That's like driving with this guy. All you do is press this, and in plain English, you'll know what's wrong. If you do need a mechanic, just press this.
Thank you for calling Hum.
And if you really need help, help can find you automatically, 24/7, because you put this in here. Hum by Verizon, the technology designed to make your car smarter, safer, and more connected. Put some smarts in your car.
The world is now ahead of you. How will you choose to shape your point of view? Envision your future at the University of Hawaii at Manoa.
This is the Buick Halftime Report. The hour's counting down until we check our stockings and have some eggnog or a beverage of choice alongside Tom Luganbill, Greg McElroy. I'm Adnan Burke. Great to have you with us. Let's bring you up to speed on what went down on Friday. Louisiana Tech versus Navy, the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Final minute of the first half, Ryan Higgins throwing deep to Trent Taylor, 51 yards for the touchdown.
That is a combination that Bulldog fans saw all year. Higgins throwing an absolute dime.
Fourth quarter, it's Chris High going hell or high water, wiggling his way into the end zone.
Defensively, you're either going to stop Navy on the ground, or you got to stop Louisiana Tech through the air. It didn't happen either way.
Higgins then corner the end zone. Carlos Henderson for the score. And what a great catch by Henderson.
The baller, man.
Great concentration.
Louisiana Tech's up 45-38, under 4 to go. Malcolm Perry fakes the pitch, keeps himself 30 yards for the touchdown.
Came off the bench earlier this year, did so again to make it very interesting for the final drive for Louisiana Tech.
And trying to drive to get into field goal range, Higgins to Trent Taylor, gets all the way to the 26. But then the final seconds, Jonathan Barnes from 32, it's good.
Unbelievable clock management. Get your offense in position, win the game.
Louisiana Tech prevails 48-45. How about Eastern Michigan versus Old Dominion in the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl?
That's the way to make an entrance right there.
I was about to say.
You think they charge for those cinder blocks on the airline?
Absolutely. Here you go, guys. Cough up a few bucks. Second quarter, David Washington scrambling. Zach Pascal, 47-yard touchdown.
David Washington did this all on his own. ODU's offensive line didn't play great, but their quarterback made them look good at times.
More from Washington. Tucking, running right, Travis Fulgham, 31 yards.
He's so dynamic when he gets out on the perimeter. You've got to respect his ability to run. You should get caught peeking in the backfield. You need a guy over the top running free.
Eastern Michigan trying to respond. Brogan row back to John Neo Plow, 5 yards for the touchdown. So it's a 3-point game. Fourth quarter tied at 17. First and goal, Washington, Jonathan Duhart.
Absolutely can't cover the back shoulder. Perfectly thrown, perfectly timed high-point catch in the corner of the end zone.
1 minute to go. Old Dominion trying to run out the clock. Ray Lowry taking the handoff, fighting his way for the first round. Bobby Walders, some kind of fired up. Old Dominion wins. Oh, Santa, are you coming?
The reason it's the most wonderful time of the year is because Trevor Claus is back to give gifts to college football. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
This halftime report is presented by Buick. Celebrate the holidays with a new Buick.
Take him for a ride in the Buick.
Buick introduces the refined new SUV that's anything but a snooze to drive. The first ever Buick Envision. A joy to drive, a joy to share. And yes, it's a Buick.
Celebrate the holidays with a new Buick. Get cash back for 16% of the MSRP on select 2016 vehicles in stock. That's nearly $7,300 on this 2016 Envision.
Look at this, a Silicon Valley server farm. The vault to man's greatest wonders. Selfies, cat videos, and winking emojis. Speaking of tech wonders, with the Geico app, you can get roadside assistance, digital ID cards, or even file a claim.
Do that. Yeah, that should work. It's not happening. Just try again.
I think I found your problem.
Thanks.
The award-winning Geico app. Download it today.
Now, Straight Talk Wireless has more high-speed data than ever before. We're talking double the data for just $10 more. That's 10 gigs of high-speed data to stream more video and more music, more whatever you want. All on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. Choose from 2 great plans. Our unlimited plan with 5 gigs of high-speed data, or double your data for just $10 more. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
Do you want the advantages of a major university with the Ivy League experience of an honors college? What you're looking for is right in front of you. Middle Tennessee State University's beautiful campus is home to over 140 majors taught in state-of-the-art facilities. Our undergraduates get hands-on experience, working alongside a highly respected and caring faculty. Take a closer look. Become True Blue.
Welcome back to the Buick Halftime Report. ESPN, home of the New Year's Six and the college football playoff.
So Santa is making his list. He's checking it twice. McElroy and Luganville, naughty or nice? I can't make a decision. How about Trevor Claus? Take it away.
I like the way you've started this because we do have to begin the trip.
Trevor Claus?
Yes, Control?
Your gift delivery briefing is ready to begin.
Great, thank you. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas from Trevor Claus. This briefing is critical. This is our game plan for how we're going to give our Christmas gifts to college football. We have got to start in Tuscaloosa. The question is, the kings of college football reside in Tuscaloosa. What do you give the king for Christmas when he's already got everything?
Hey, Trevor Claus, my gift to Alabama is a step ladder so they can just climb on up and look down on the rest of college football because, as you know, you probably won't admit it, they've owned this sport for so long, so they don't need any gifts. They have all the trophies, they have all the rings. They just need a better perch to be able to look down on the rest of the sport.
He's right. Since Alabama is the king of college football, all they need is a place that they can survey their realm and their subjects. And so for Alabama, a perch for the empire. And by the way, no empire is complete without Roll Tide. Control. Where do we go next?
Trevor Claus, I'm dying to figure out what you're going to get Penn State, the team that beat Ohio State and the team that won the Big Ten, the toughest league in college football this season, but is sitting at home watching the college football playoff. Make their Christmas.
They deserve this year a great Christmas because they've been this year the nicest team in college football. The problem is they already have one gift, and it came from the College Football Committee, and it was a hose because they got hosed out of the playoff. They beat Ohio State, didn't they? They won the Big Ten, didn't they? Nittany Lions, would you accept this rose from Trevor Claus? Because you absolutely deserve it.
Good luck in the Rose Bowl against USC.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Trevor Claus, stop. Listen, here's what I would like you to bring for Christmas, okay? Not a particular game, games. As much as I love talking to you about your top 4 every week, I want more game. I want a larger playoff system. Can you do that for me, brother? Also, I'd like a Ferrari. You pick the color.
That Ferrari is yours. The color I choose is clear. If you can find it, you own it. I can also get you the 18 playoff, and that's important because in the past, the conference that would have had the most teams in an 18 playoff would have been the SEC, the kings of college football. Make a face like a king. Nicely done. But the problem is, this year, they're not the king. They only have one team in the top 10. The Big Ten is the king of college football. They have 4 teams in the Big Ten. At SEC, all is not lost. You still have a seat at the table. Why don't you go on over, take your seat, and it's okay. Big Ten, you have been phenomenal. If there were an 18 playoff like Jay Harris wants, 4 from your conference would be in it. There you go, SEC. See, that's okay. You look good over there. All right, Elves. P.J. Fleck is the coach of Western Michigan, and his mantra is row the boat. That makes him the captain of the ship. I really think it should be a captain's hat because I think he's got plenty of...
Trevor Claus, whoa. A captain's hat, really? No. P.J. Fleck needs a bigger oar because wherever he's headed, he's certainly got a big job in front of him. Row the boat.
The people have spoken, and so we will start by giving P.J. Fleck another oar. Don't spend it all in one place. But It's also important that he have his captain's hat because he will have to guide his ship through stormy seas sometimes. Now, he needs the most technologically advanced navigational device of all. This was Rudolph's idea. This is for PJ Fleck, the captain through the stormy seas. Now, one thing about stormy seas is that they make your boat leak. The leakiest program in all of college football, Wake Forest. They cannot keep a secret. Their secret plays were found 2 days before the Louisville game at Aloha Stadium. So to help them keep their secrets, they have two gifts. The first, the most fearsome security guard of all security guards. The second is a lockbox to make sure that none of their secrets can escape. Now, any questions? Wait, I already know what you're gonna say. There's somebody else on the other side of this. Louisville accepted those secrets, and inside the Wake Forest lockbox is something for you, Louisville, because you could have said no. You could have called Wake to tell them they had a problem, but you didn't. And so your gift are lumps of coal, because you have been naughty, naughty, naughty. Now, it's time to go out and deliver all these gifts to college football. But first, Control.
Yes.
Is it still colder in Chicago than it is in the North Pole?
Yes, it's certainly still colder. Bundle up out there.
All right, elves, bundle up. Let's show them what we're made of. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, college football. Merry Christmas.
This halftime report is presented by Buick. Celebrate the holidays with a new Buick.
It's pretty simple. If you like how it sounds, you keep singing it. If you like how it's done, you keep doing it. If you like how it fits, you keep wearing it. Keep playing them songs, keep singing along, keep leaning it on in closer.
Hey, Steve, check out this guy's leg.
Yeah, looks like a real nasty moving back in with his parents.
What? No, I just broke my leg.
No, this is a full-blown move into the basement. You're gonna be out of work. Without that money from Aflac, you might miss your rent.
Oh, I just moved out.
Bummer, man. Hey, I used to have my own place.
Yeah?
Nah, I live with my mom. But it's cool.
Health can change, but the life you love doesn't have to. Keep your lifestyle healthy with
Aflac.
Come on! Why doesn't Verizon offer unlimited data like T-Mobile?
Is it because their LTE network was built 6 years ago?
6 years ago? That's like 100 in phone years.
Their LTE network is older, slower, and they limit you. Switch to T-Mobile, the newer, faster, and unlimited network. We cover 99% of the Americans Verizon covers. Get 4 lines, just $40 a month.
Wow. It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football.
It doesn't matter if you match your socks and your watch. You got to pick winners, Danny.
Do you think it all goes back to the turtleneck here?
Yeah, this could go back to the number 2 outfit.
Who does number 2 work for? Chris Cotter, Mark May, second half on the way.
Domino's has a $7.99 Monday through Thursday carryout deal. But if you carried out Friday through Sunday, you might have felt bamboozled. So we're extending the deal to every day and giving people who paid more a little payback. Like the Smith family, who got free pizza for a year. They love pizza. We gave Brad a day with the Noid. You're welcome. And we gave Rajesh a nightlight. Payback. Go to pizzapayback.com for a chance to get yours. And carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99. Now, every day.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
Caring. Community.
Committed.
compassionate,
unity,
understanding, uplifting,
unconditional,
service, selflessness, strength, support,
appreciation, accountable,
accommodating, accepting. This is who we want to be.
Every day, all day, CUSA.
I was on heroin.
I used crack cocaine.
We are the Addiction Network. And if you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you need to call the number on your screen now. Addiction is a disease, and you can't go it alone. The call is free, and so is the consultation. If you have private insurance, your treatment could be covered with no out-of-pocket cost. So call the Addiction Network now.
Call 800-824-4976.
Less than a minute. This is TrueCar.
Say hello to the Dremel Micro, the ultra-precise rotary tool powered by a lightweight lithium-ion battery. So it's easy to handle, even in tight spaces. The Dremel Micro, brilliantly powerful.
Welcome back to Capital One Bowl Mania.
Welcome back to the Hawaii Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Our halftime score: University of Hawaii 35 and Middle Tennessee 21. A bit of a surprising halftime score here as Middle Tennessee broke out to a 14-0 lead, and then Hawaii came storming back. Chris Cotter alongside Mark May. And Mayday, what was it that turned this game around in Hawaii's favor there in the first half?
Turnovers, and more turnovers. And not only that, for Hawaii to capitalize on those turnovers. First turnover, Brent Scottsdale did not see the blitz coming off the backside. He gets stripped. So what does Hawaii do? They strip him of the football, they pick it up, they capitalize on the situation. Not only capitalize on the situation, they're going to do something with the footballs that take it in and score with it off the strip. And you can't make mistakes like this if you're Brent Stockstill. And for Hawaii, just smart football. They're being very aggressive. And not only aggressive, just getting the ball in the end zone. Not only that, they're going after the football. Here's another turnover. Brett Stockstill again throws an interception. What does Hawaii do? Not only takes the ball away from him, but they pound it in for the score. And then how about Trayvon Henderson? Pick six right here. There's two wide receivers, only one defensive back, so he comes up with it, gets led into the end zone. His teammates do a terrific job of blocking for him down the field of play, leading him in to score. But then how about Marcus Kemp, the 6'4" wide receiver, making a terrific adjustment to the football, coming down with it and scoring a touchdown for the Rainbow Warriors.
All right, let's take a look at our first half stats, brought to you by Sheraton Hotels and Resorts. And Hawaii really being able to run the football. The Osmi St. Just, 92 yards rushing. The turnovers, the really big story, though. Those 3 turnovers that Hawaii turned into points on every single one of them. Stockstill, Brent Stockstill, the quarterback, a couple of touchdown passes, but also 2 picks and a fumble. That all leads to a 14-point Hawaii lead. Maria Taylor, just moments ago, caught up with Rick Stockstill.
Coach, 3 turnovers in the first half. What do you attribute some of those mistakes to on offense?
Well, I think their pressure. We haven't done a very good job of handling their blitzes up front, so we got to do a better job. We did a better job the second quarter there, but we got to do a much better job the second half.
What would you say is the biggest challenge faces your team as you try to get a win here in the second half?
We just got to play more consistently. We got to do our job. We got to play smarter. We got to stop the run. We haven't done a very good job stopping the run right now. We're moving the ball. We got over 300 yards of offense. We just got to continue to move the ball and be patient and not panic. And I think we'll be all right.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Coach. Second half kickoff. Touchback, so Middle Tennessee gets the football here, and they'll scrimmage from their own 25. Mayday in need of putting something together here.
And they have to protect the football. And I know Coach Scottsdale said they've got to start moving the ball. If they had moved the ball in the first half, just have to stop making mental mistakes.
Mathers with the carry and can't get anywhere as that Hawaii defense rises up as they've done really. With the exception of the first maybe 5 or 6 minutes of this game, Mark, they have been outstanding defensively.
They've controlled the line of scrimmage, particularly against the run. Where Middle Tennessee loves to run the ball, Ditavius Mathers, he just hasn't gotten off to a good start. First couple of touches of the football early looked pretty good. Since then, they've just stoned the running game.
Liani Moala with the stop on that last one. Richie James from the Wildcat tries to find a crease down the right side, slithers his way for about 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Wow, Chris, he is slithery. He should have been stopped for a loss on that play. He just kept his eyes down the field and his feet moving and picked up positive yardage.
Big 3rd down here at the start of the second half. Again, into the Wildcat as Stockstill comes, splits out to the left side. 3 receivers, he's one of them. Richie James again at that quarterback spot. The reverse this time, and fumble. And it looks like Middle Tennessee was able to recover, averting disaster here at the start of the second half.
See, that's what happens when you go to a bowl game and you've got a couple of weeks to prepare. These offensive coordinators are like mad scientists. Let's put in this special play. We haven't run this all season. Let's put in this one. Let's put in that one. Well, you don't have enough time during the season to work on it. You have the extra preparation time before a bowl, and it just doesn't seem to work out. Sometimes it does. In this case, it just didn't. The timing was off.
James tried to hit Ty Lee on that reverse, and it didn't work out. And luckily, Josh Chester was there for the recovery, but it brings up a 4th down. And Matt Bonadies is going to punt it away. Fair catch signal at his own 40-yard line by John Ursua. And Hawaii is going to take over with a 14-point lead. Now let's take a look at the PlayStation View player spotlight, and it's Hawaii quarterback Drew Brown, who got off to a little bit of a shaky start in this game, Mark May, but he really picked it up here in the second quarter.
Then he got into sync with his offense. He calmed down. The entire offense calmed down. They got that first score, and they got the momentum going off that first turnover. And since that point, he's been hot with the football, throwing the ball and running with the football.
Yes, had a running score, a couple of touchdown passes. And he takes over here from his own 41-yard line. Again, double tights. Osby St. Just with the carry, bounces it outside, has a little bit of room, stiff arm, gets about 11 yards on the carry.
Wow, what an outstanding job by St. Just on that play. There was nothing there at the point of attack, and just his quick feet and instincts got positive yardage enough for a first down.
First down as they move into Middle Tennessee territory. Remember early in the game, Stephen Lakalaka, who's their hammer back, their bigger back, scored a touchdown but injured his ankle on that play. So it's really been the Osby St. Just the entire time. You might see him spelled by Paul Harris a little bit here in the second half. Back to pass. Pass batted down and incomplete. Big fellow in the middle that time. Jamel McBride batting down the pass. He got 6'2", 319 pounds airborne.
Big fella got some hops now. He's got some long arms at 6'2", 319.
He's upset that he didn't pick it.
And I always thought those guys at 319 when I played, it was if you're like 299, you're like really 305. But once after practice, you got on the scale, show the coach, look, coach, after practice, I'm 299, so that's what you put down as your weight. He's got to be at least 3 1/4.
There's a good look at the senior from Waycross, Georgia. Second down and 10 now. Middle Tennessee shows blitz. St. Just comes off the inside, picks it around 5 yards.
St. Just, he's been their bell cow running the ball, and he has to be. And not only running to the left side, up the middle, he's done a terrific job, both hands on the football, securing the ball. One thing Hawaii's done in this game, no turnovers.
They've really taken care of the football, and something that Middle Tennessee has not. That's really been the difference in this game. St. Just 15 carries, 106 yards now on the day. 5th career 100-yard game, 4th this year, and we are early in the second half. Big third down here, 3rd and 5 for Drew Brown. Back to pass. He has a man open too, and he connects inside the 10-yard line. Ursua with the grab. Boy, do they love this young man as well. Just came back from a 2-year mission in Paris. Speaks fluent French. He's a redshirt freshman, but he's 3 years out of high school because he redshirted last year after his 2-year mission.
And John Ursua just showing his speed and jets right here. Just runs away from the defenders. Awesome job by the offensive line of giving Drew Brown pass protection where he can step up in the pocket and deliver the football on the money.
1st and goal for Hawaii. St. Just looking for room. Tripped up, picks up maybe 2.
This offensive line was mix and match up front. The right guard and center had some issues where they switched around and played different positions. Looks like they're really coming together. Usually it takes time, cohesiveness on the offensive line. They've gotten better throughout this ball game. They started off a little shaky, but the offensive lines, they've made some holes for the running backs and done a nice job protecting quarterback Drew Brown.
Justin Akins with the stop that time for Middle Tennessee. 2nd and goal from the 5. St. Just carries again, this time stopped in the backfield. Nice play that time by Darius Harris, coming from his middle linebacker spot alongside DJ Sanders making the stop.
Now, as I was just bragging on the offensive line, what do? They let me down.
Right up the middle, Harris was not going to be denied. Knifing in from that MLB spot. setting up a 3rd and goal. This is a really big play for Middle Tennessee when you talk about going down possibly 3 touchdowns early in the second half. All the momentum on Hawaii's sideline. Here comes Stephen Lakalaka back in the game. He injured his knee. You can see it's wrapped up in that first half. He's the hammer. He's the big running back, number 4 for Hawaii, back in the game.
He's a senior. He's a tough guy.
Throwing it back on the left side with a tackle eligible, and big fella isn't going to get into the end zone. That was sniffed out that time by Middle Tennessee. We've got a flag on the play. And that was Dijon Allen with the completion, and they were hoping to fool Middle Tennessee. Did not. Let's see what the flag is.
Illegal touching. Offense, number 50. Penalty is loss of down. It is 4th down.
Again, I spoke too soon. I said tackle eligible.
Not
tackle
eligible.
Ineligible.
But as a tackle, those are the plays you dream about. Right. Yeah, we worked on it in practice. Coach, I can catch the ball. I can make something happen.
I forgot to declare myself as eligible.
One more step. One more step in the process.
Let's show some good hands, but the quickness to get to the outside.
No running ability there. No swivel hips. No quick feet.
Darius Liggins on the stop, and now the officials are going to talk about it some more. As Rigoberto Sanchez is going to attempt a field goal here. About a 28-yard attempt from the left hash mark, but let's see what the officials are in conversation about. I think it's about whether the penalty is going to be accepted or declined. If it's declined, obviously Dijon Allen was stopped short of the goal line, which will bring up 4th down
by a mile.
If it was accepted, then they would replay 3rd down. Am I right about that?
Correction. The penalty is a 5-yard penalty, and that penalty is declined. It is 4th down.
Look at you.
Well, even a blind squirrel will find a nut every now and then. Since we're on the islands, a macadamia nut. 4th down for Rigoberto Sanchez. Again, this will be about a 24-yard attempt. 24-yard attempt. Partially, it sounded like it was partially blocked, but it does go through. Sanchez extends Hawaii's lead, 38-21 right now. 9:46 left to go in the 3rd quarter. We've got a good one set up here for the second half.
Not everyone speaks Sriracha.
Sriracha.
But when a fan says
Sriracha.
they want a Sriracha chicken sandwich with Sriracha Jack cheese, Sriracha infused aioli, and a Sriracha bun. Wendy's spicy Sriracha chicken sandwich for a limited time.
I owe a responsibility to you because you're my son.
Fences is one of the best films of the year.
That boy wants you to say, good job, son.
It's a triumph.
How come you ain't never liked me? Don't you worry about whether somebody like you. You best make sure they're doing right by you.
Fences, rated PG-13.
My insurance rates are probably going to double.
But, Dad, you've got...
Allstate. With accident forgiveness, they guarantee your rates won't go up just because of an accident.
Smart kid.
Indeed. It's good to be in good hands.
That must have been some sale, Patty.
Jim just had to have it. We saved hundreds. You?
I had to have this.
Wow.
Love all of this.
It lights up everything.
This holiday season, see your GMC dealer and get something you really want. Celebrate the holidays with the new GMC. Current lessees switch to GMC and get this low-mileage lease on this 2017 Acadia SLE1 for around $299 per month. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, Evan. So, you're stuck at a work thing. With DirecTV and AT&T, you can stream all your favorite shows without using your data. That makes you more powerful than a table for 60.
Wednesdays are the new Thursdays.
Or the mandatory after party.
How early is too early to leave?
You're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
It's your TV. Take it with you. Watch all your live DirecTV channels on AT&T data free.
Not everyone speaks Sriracha.
Sriracha.
But when a fan says
Sriracha.
they want a Sriracha chicken sandwich with Sriracha Jack cheese, Sriracha infused aioli, and a Sriracha bun. Wendy's spicy Sriracha chicken sandwich for a limited time.
Welcome back to the Hawaii Bowl, all part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Hawaii with the big lead right now, 38-21 over Middle Tennessee. Monday isn't just Boxing Day for Jesse Palmer and Adnan Burke and our Canadian friends. It's Bowl Day. 3 more games for you as part of Capital One Bowl Mania, 11 o'clock Eastern. St. Petersburg Bowl, Miami of Ohio, Mississippi State. Quick Lane Bowl follows, Maryland, Boston College, both on ESPN. We're going to wrap it up with the Camping World Independence Bowl. It's 5 o'clock on ESPN2. You can see all 3 of those games, of course, streaming live on the Watch ESPN app as well. Hawaii pads their lead by 3. Sanchez kicks off. Another touchback, as it is corralled by Desmond Anderson, and Middle Tennessee will once again start at the 25-yard line. Mayday, they have just not been able to get anything going offensively, really going back to about the midway point of the first quarter.
They need one of those big explosion plays on offense to get this offense going again. They've got so many weapons on the outside on this offense, and Brent Stockstill, a quarterback, he needs to throw the ball vertically and come up with a big play to get some enthusiasm on this football team, not only in the huddle, but on the sidelines also. They just seem flat right now.
They had that one drive in the second quarter to get them to 21. Other than that, it has been slow going. Stockstill throws this one away. Play was not there and just decides to take the incompletion and live for another day.
And they're trying to run a screen right there, and a terrific job by Corey Rasmussen, the defensive tackle, of reading that play and running with the lineman and getting involved in the football play where they couldn't complete the pass and run the screen.
Did a good look at Corey Rasmussen there.
Not that big as a defensive tackle. He's only 295. He's the only defensive tackle on both sides of the ball. It's under 300.
Going up top for Richie James, and he's got him. What a beautiful pass that time. James had just a step, and that's all he needed on Trayvon Henderson. And Stockstill put it right in the breadbasket.
That's what this offense needs. I talked about it 2 plays. Explosion plays by this offense going vertically with the football. They've got to get back in this game. They've got to score quick. And they do right here with a beautiful pass down the field play. Nice touch by quarterback Stockstill.
And now you can go into a little bit of tempo here. And this is exactly what Middle Tennessee does. Dennis Andrews hauls it in. That'll be another first down. And let's see how quickly the Blue Raiders can get going offensively.
Not wasting any time at all getting up to the football.
Jalen Rogers defending on the play. Stockstill looks to the sideline to get the call.
Got James one-on-one here in the slot.
Rolling to his left. Tries to find James, and he short hops it. Incomplete.
The defense is lucky there. They grabbed James on that play.
Ike Okeke again with the pressure, and he's been coming off the edge with abandon in this game for Hawaii.
Hawaii's not afraid to pressure you. We talked to defensive coordinator Kevin Lampe. He said, we haven't had a lot of sacks this year, but we've had a lot of pressures. We're good at getting close to the quarterback and knocking him down.
Fake pitch, hands it this time to Richie James. Breaks some tackles along the right side and gets all the way inside the 10-yard line. Wow, what do we call him? Slippery.
Like
yeah, he just slides right through that gap. It looks like he's going to get stopped, but he finds a way to squirt through it.
I talked about how quick he is. Once he gets in the open field and he plants the foot and takes a direction, he's 1 step or 2 steps ahead of the defender every single time. Then he uses his speed. They've got to get the angle to tackle him, but he is a play-making machine.
24 yards on that carry for Richie James. 1st and goal. Dennis Andrews in the Wildcat. Nothing doing on that play. What a great job by Jelani Tavai. Knifing into the backfield to make the stop for a loss.
And Tavai is their big playmaker on defense. He's in on every single play. He's an all-down, every-down player. At 6'4", has such great range as a middle linebacker. He makes plays all over the field.
Andrews put a foot in the ground, tried to get upfield. Tavai was there to put a stop to it. 2nd down and goal from the 10. Stockstill back in the gun, fakes the handoff. Looking at the slant, he gets it. Big hit, but he holds on for the score. Dennis Andrews hauls it in. Withstood the big hit that time by Damian Packer, but held on. Nice play.
But how about the play fake by quarterback Brent Stockstill? Takes the snap, squats down where the defense can barely see him, stands tall in the pocket and delivers a strike to Dennis Andrews between the two defenders, and he comes down, gets rocked on the play, but still holds on to the football for the touchdown reception.
Cannon Rooker on to try the point. Nails it, and the Blue Raiders pull to within 10. 7:51 left to go in the third quarter. We have got a whale of a game here at the Hawaii Bowl. Don't go anywhere, folks. Up and down the field we go.
Oh, Mike. Hey. It's quite the snowman you got there.
Yeah, it was quite the sale. I saved big. You?
Saved huge. And mine lights up, too.
This holiday season, see your GMC dealer and get something you really want. Get nearly $9,700 total value on select specially equipped brand new 2017 Sierra Crew Cab SLT vehicles in stock. GMC, we are professional grade.
That'll be $47.19.
Wow, that's it?
I know, right? So low.
Wait, you can hear me?
Yep. Let me guess. This your first time at Aldi?
Yep. This is weird, right?
Oh, yeah, it's weird.
Oh,
We know what you're thinking. Fill your cart at Aldi and fill your pockets with savings. Aldi, shop differently.
Okay.
Think nothing.
Don't think about
Think
anything.
nothing. Think nothing. Think.
Meet Cammie. As a 5-year-old, she's an expert in pretty much nothing. Oops, sorry. She's an expert in one thing, buttered noodles. Because it's the only thing she'll actually eat. To have her eat a little bit better, Cammie's mom decided to try New Country Crock plant butter. Now, Cammie likes two things, buttered noodles and plant buttered noodles. New Country Crock plant butter cooks, bakes, and tastes like butter. Even butter lovers love it.
The Hawaii Bowl, brought to you by the Hawaiian Islands. Let Hawaii happen. And GMC, we are professional grade.
Players from both teams visiting a local hospital during the week. That's a big part of what this bowl game is all about. The Hawaii Bowl. Hawaii right now, 38-28. They lead Middle Tennessee almost midway through the third quarter. A big reason for it, too, is the quarterback play of Drew Brown. Let's see if Hawaii now can mount yet another drive. 9 players have scored touchdowns in this game, Mayday. 9 different players, so they've been spreading the wealth. That is for sure.
It needs to happen in bowl games. Everybody gets a taste.
Everybody gets involved. Even Trayvon Henderson, safety, with a pick 6.
Doesn't happen that often.
No,
that many players.
It does not. Kick will sail into the end zone. Hawaii will start at their own 25-yard line. And I mentioned Drew Brown and the type of game he has had. 10 of 16, 185 yards, couple of touchdowns, and 6 carries for 19 yards and another score.
And the thing about Drew Brown is he's smart with the football. He doesn't make mistakes. You want this from your quarterback, not turning the ball over. He hasn't turned the ball over this game. And when he needs to throw the ball vertically to Marcus Kemp, throws it down the field and lets his playmakers make plays. And plus, he's done a great job of running the football in this game also.
Not turning the ball over, and that's one of the things his offensive coordinator, Brian Smith, told us. He's just learning to play the position and take care of the football and make smart decisions, and he certainly has done that today. St. Just with the carry, sneaks slow, gets about maybe 3 yards.
It ran a little wham on that play against Jamar McBride, but it didn't work. These big defensive tackles inside aren't only just big 300-pounders, very agile, can make plays and shed blocks and get to the ball carrier.
Very experienced as well. 4 seniors up front for this Middle Tennessee team, and they go deep as well. Raynard Felton, Jamal Jones. They play a lot of players up front.
I used to hate that as a player. Defensive players can rotate in and out. Offensive linemen have to stay in there the entire duration.
St. Just again with the carry, bounces it to the outside. Looking for that first down marker, finds it, and more. Crowd appreciates the effort as St. Just brings it all the way out to the 45-yard line.
And the awesome St. Just, terrific job of not stopping on the play, not giving up on the play. When a lot of defenders pulled up and thought he was going to go out of bounds, he just kept running, tiptoeing down the sidelines, lowered his shoulders, and picked up the first down and more.
Got a nice little block right there, you can see. On the outside there, Marcus Kemp helping spring him for a few more yards. Dylan Collie also getting a nice block. Double tights again. St. Just trying the left side, huge hole. That is Paul Harris. First time I've said Paul Harris's name at the tailback spot today, and he breaks out a huge gain.
They got 2 big offensive linemen pulling out from the center all the way out to the left side, getting outstanding blocks for the back on this play. But a terrific job of downfield play, but we got a flag.
Offense number 50. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
2 outstanding. Dejon Allen with the hold on that play.
You know what happens?
Rolovich doesn't like it.
When you go back to the huddle, the 2 offensive linemen that pulled really ticked off at the guy that held.
Because they had to put forth a little bit more effort.
Oh, yeah.
25-yard gain off the books, and Dejon Allen, the second-team All-Mountain West performer at left tackle.
Had a good game blocking in the run blocking game today.
A big game by Paul Harris wiped out. First and 17. Harris again with the carry. Another big hole up the middle. Gets some of it back. Second down and 10.
See Hawaii rotating some backs here, keeping them fresh.
Yeah, it's the first time we've called Harris's name at that tailback spot. St. Just is getting a little bit of a break, but he comes back into the game here, supplanting Paul Harris. Harris was the lead running back last year when St. Just was out with the injury. This year he has 537 yards, 7 yards per carry. A couple of touchdowns for the senior from Columbus, Ohio. St. Just back in. Brown back to pass. He wants it all too, and he won't get it. Little pushing and shoving.
Good cut. That's
nothing
good
to write
coverage.
home about.
Good coverage on the play. Offensive line's done a fabulous job of protecting quarterback Drew Brown, giving him an opportunity to step up in the pocket and throw the football.
He was looking for a Sue on that one. Charvarius Brown on the coverage.
This is a big play for Middle Tennessee in their defense. After scoring the touchdown, getting some momentum back, 3rd and long. They need to stop here.
Charvarius Ward, I should say, on the coverage. Paul Harris back in. Drew Brown's right in the gun. Brown sprints out of the pocket, looking for a receiver. Finds one in Kemp. Little short of the first down. This is going to bring up 4th down and 4.
Fabulous job by Drew Brown of avoiding the sack, stepping up in the pocket, going laterally, and completing a pass.
Stephen Rhodes with the pressure on Brown, forcing the quick throw, forcing him out of the pocket. And 4th down, and Rolovich just 3 yards into Middle Tennessee territory, opting to punt it away. Now we've got some confusion.
Yes.
Lots of confusion. Rigoberto Sanchez getting ready to punt the ball, but we've got an extra Hawaii player on the field, and it's a fake. And they complete the fake. I have never seen that formation in my entire life. Ammon Barker comes down with the ball, and Rigoberto Sanchez played it off beautifully, and Makoa Command Stevens was behind the punter. Look at him here, number 10.
First time I've seen that. There was confusion by the officials on the play, confusion by Middle Tennessee, but not by Hawaii. Their special teams has been outstanding all season long. Completion down the field to play for another first down for the Rainbow Warriors. Something you got to watch from Hawaii. Special teams has really helped them out all season long.
I was confused. Everybody was confused, especially Middle Tennessee State. Hawaii converts on a big 4th down, and now Brown goes back to work. Finds his receiver for a short gain that time. And Dylan Colley making the grab. Clock running now, getting to 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 10-point lead for Hawaii, and they're driving and making plays.
And if Drew Brown is patient for one more step, he's got Unga wide open for a touchdown. That's why he grabbed his helmet on that play, saying, if I just waited a little longer, instead of a couple of yards, I could have had it all.
Brown keeping it along the right side. No room. Fantastic play that time.
Chris Melton got out there.
Tyshawn Render, Chris Melton also. Good look at Melton, sophomore from Leesburg, Georgia.
Middle Tennessee struggled a lot on defense this year compared to in the past. And coordinator Tyrone Nix, when we met with him, he told us the reason why our defense was so good in the past, we had NFL players on it. Now we've got a lot of young players that not a lot of experience that were backups in the past that have come and contributed this year. And that's why their defensive statistics and numbers don't look even close to what they've had in the past.
Brown back to pass again, looking left side. And next with Colley. Short gain that time. It'll bring up a 4th down and about a long 3, we'll say.
One thing about Colley that I've noticed in this game, doesn't have a lot of balls thrown to him, but when they throw the ball to him, he catches the football. Doesn't matter if it's a bad pass, a low pass, a high pass, he's got a knack of coming up and catching the football.
They really like how he's also very cerebral out there on the field. And 4th down and a long 3, and why not? First bowl game since 2010 for Hawaii. Stephen Lakalaka in the game, and Drew is going to look to pass to his right. He finds his man, Kemp again inside the 5. On 4th and 3, he passes it to Kemp.
And what a terrific call by offensive coordinator Brian Smith, head coach Nick Rolovich going for this. Hey, why not? It's first bowl game in a long time. Let's go ahead and go for it.
And confidence in Drew Brown as well.
Lakalaka shaking up again.
Yeah, Lakalaka, he injured that knee in the first half on a touchdown run. You can see as it heavily wrapped as he limps off and gets a nice ovation from the fans here at Aloha Stadium.
Good for that young man. A senior having an opportunity playing in his first bowl game.
Hometown kid.
Laying it out, everything for the team. How about Marcus Kemp on that play? 6'4", going down low, coming up with that reception.
And how about the confidence in Drew Brown to call that play with the way he has been playing in this game? Decision-making and putting the ball on the money.
From one of his best games of the season.
1st and goal for Hawaii. St. Just in the backfield behind Brown. He keeps it, leaps over defender, flag down, gains maybe a yard. Let's see what the flag is. Jamel McBride with the stop.
Holding, offense number 51. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Big John Wa'a.
Correction, 1st down.
Responsible for that infraction. Will repeat 1st down, but he'll move the Rainbow Warriors back.
One thing about St. Just, don't ever leave your feet close to the goal line like that. That's dangerous for a back. Because everybody's going low in short yard situations, goal line situations, pad levels low. Don't leave your feet.
Brown looking to pass into the end zone, no problem. Unga with the score again.
Tight end Matori Unga, 6'5", was wide open on that play. And a heck of an athlete at 6'5", 240. He creates mismatches not only with his size, but also with his speed and his route running.
Coach Rolovich told us, watch out for Unga, now healthy. You mentioned the mismatches, and he has had himself a great game. Touchdown number 2, and it extends this Rainbow Warrior lead. Rigoberto Sanchez is getting the workout. Flags all over the field.
A flag fest in the last 15 minutes.
Holding. Offense number 95. 10-yard penalty. Retry.
And odd penalties that you don't see very often. A hold on an extra point. That'll move Sanchez back 10 yards, and he'll get even more of a workout.
He's got a strong enough leg.
Well, that's the 3rd holding penalty Hawaii will have overcome. They overcame 2 on that drive. This will be the 3rd one if they can make this PAT. And they converted 2 4th downs on that drive.
Why not lay it out? It's a bowl game. First bowl game in a long time. First for anybody on this roster. Go for it.
(45-28), Hawaii with the lead. And everything on this drive set up with the fake punt. Makoa commands Stevens
almost looked,
with a strike.
Almost looked like confusion on the play, but it wasn't.
Ammon Barker with the catch there, and Matua Unga with the catch here. All Rainbow Warriors to this point. Still a quarter and change left to go. What will Middle Tennessee do next?
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
It isn't always easy to know where you stand financially. Multiple accounts, investments, insurance. It can leave you wondering how it all fits together. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you see your whole picture, find out what you truly want, and then together we design a plan to go get it. There's a confidence that comes in knowing what financial security is and doing what it takes to achieve it. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
That must have been some sale, Patty.
Jim just had to have it. We saved hundreds. You?
I had to have this.
Wow.
Love all of this.
It lights up everything.
This holiday season, see your GMC dealer and get something you really want. Celebrate the holidays with the new GMC. Current lessees switch to GMC and get this low-mileage lease on this 2017 Acadia SLE1 for around $299 per month. GMC, we are professional grade.
Office Christmas Party is the #1 comedy in America. It's a new Christmas classic.
Wow.
The New York Times raves it's hilarious.
Hello? Oh, pardon me?
Rated R. Now playing.
You deserve more. More savory. More sweet. More loving. Now get more choices on McDonald's all-day breakfast menu.
Hi, I'm Paul, and by now you might know me as the guy who switched to Sprint because all networks are great. But get this, Sprint has this crazy deal on their new unlimited plan with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th line free. Yep, unlimited data, talk, and text for your whole crew. Oh, you'll need the best unlimited data plan because, well, you have to get the new iPhone 7. It's on top of almost everyone's holiday list.
Find out how to get a free iPhone SE. It's the best gift this holiday season.
How's that for a happy holiday?
Hawaii has scored on 6 of their last 7 possessions, 5 touchdowns and a field goal, throwing a pick 6 during that time. That amounts to a 45-28 lead over Middle Tennessee. 1:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's a good look at Matua Unga now, 2 touchdowns on the day. Only one of 9 players who have scored in this game to score twice. That may change, though, because we still have a quarter plus to go, and we're going to see some more scoring. I can guarantee you that. On the return that time, Desmond Anderson get down to about the 22nd yard line, and Hawaii converted 2 fourth downs on that last drive, Mayday.
And that was key in those drives, obviously, get on fourth down. How about Mayor Charnhall, the special teams coach, coming up with this doozy to pick up the first down? That was outstanding.
And what about the long snapper?
Yeah, making a great pass. And then making another pass to take it down inside the 5-yard line. Then going to the big tight end, Unga, for the score. Offense is rocking and rolling.
I believe that was Noah Gordon, the long snapper. A perfect strike on what amounted to about a 20-yard pass. Back in action is Middle Tennessee, looking for some room. Richie James just can't find it. He does, again, make something out of nothing, though, and picks up 2.
The quarterback, Brent Stockstill, is out there throwing the block for him. At least they pick up a few yards on the play.
Makani Kamekalewahea with the stop that time for Hawaii. 2nd down and 8. This time, it's Mathers. Finally gets free. Big gain of first down for Middle Tennessee before Damian Packer was able to make the stop downfield.
And what an awesome cut by Itavius Mathers on this play. He's going to his left, plants his foot, gets the defensive foul and overflow, and cuts it back to the right and picks up a first down for Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee wants to go tempo, but they got to pick up first downs to do it. Now they're getting there. Stockstill sprints out to his left. Looking downfield, tries to connect with Richie James, cannot.
No one was open on the play. Tried to go to Richie James, tried to go deep on the play, and no one was open. Had to throw it away.
Final 14 seconds of the third quarter. A wildly entertaining third quarter, to say the least, with Hawaii up 45-28. Middle Tennessee, they've got to make something happen on this drive. 2nd down and 10. The fake. Stockstill looking to find James. Little contact downfield, no harm, no foul. 3rd down.
For Middle Tennessee, after the first 2 series, they just hadn't been in sync with their tempo. This is a team that likes to go up-tempo all the time. Get to the line of scrimmage, run a play, get you off balance defensively where you can't substitute. But in this game, they just haven't been able to do that after the first couple of series.
Crowd here at Aloha Stadium on their feet. 3rd and 10. Stockstill, the pressure coming, gets it away, incomplete. Jelani Tavai, among others, putting pressure on Stockstill, forcing a 4th down.
And not only that, a nice divine by defensive coordinator Kevin Lampa. What a great design on this blitz. They're showing 3 down linemen, and they bring 5. And Brent Stockstill right there is holding his right arm, or his left with his right arm.
Stockstill is hurt on the play. Hawaii player coming off as well. That looks like Tavai. Limping off. He's on the sideline.
He's their best defensive player by far.
This is Jelani Tavai. You can't see him, but he's right there lying on the ground on the sideline, on the Hawaii sideline. That is their best defensive player.
After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 20. 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It is 4th down.
Out of sync, frustration, penalties have hurt Middle Tennessee tonight. This is another one. Field position when you're down by 17 points, and now you're moving back another 15 yards.
That penalty was on Dennis Andrews. You can't afford penalties like that. You can't be frustrated. This is a game, particularly in the 4th quarter, that if you want to come back, you can't make ridiculous penalties like that.
Bonadies to punt it away. Another good kick by Bonadies. Fair catch. John Ursua at his own 33. That's where Hawaii will take over as we've come to the end of the third quarter here in Honolulu.
That is the end of the third quarter.
On the island of Oahu. The hometown folks are smiling. 45-28. Hawaii with the lead. Can the Blue Raiders mount a fourth quarter comeback? Stay tuned to find out.
Lions, Cowboys, at 8:15 Monday on ESPN.
Oh, Mike. Hey. It's quite the snowman you got there.
Yeah, it was quite the sale. I saved big. You?
Saved huge. And mine lights up, too.
This holiday season, see your GMC dealer and get something you really want. Get nearly $9,700 total value on select specially equipped brand new 2017 Sierra Crew Cab SLT vehicles in stock. GMC, we are professional grade.
Can I do Pop-Pop? Happy birthday!
I survived a heart attack. I'm doing all I can to keep from having another one. And I'm taking Brilinta. For people who've been hospitalized for a heart attack, I take Brilinta with a baby aspirin, no more than 100 milligrams, as it affects how well it works. Brilinta helps keep my platelets from sticking together and forming a clot. Brilinta reduced the chance of another heart attack, or dying from one. It worked better than Plavix.
Don't stop taking Brilinta without talking to your doctor, since stopping it too soon increases your risk of clots in your stent, heart attack, stroke, and even death. Brilinta may cause bruising or bleeding more easily, or serious, sometimes fatal bleeding. Don't take Brilinta if you have bleeding, like stomach ulcers, a history of bleeding in the brain, or severe liver problems. Tell your doctor about bleeding, new or unexpected shortness of breath, any planned surgery, and all medicines you take.
Talk to your doctor about Brilinta. I'm doing all I can. That includes Brilinta. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
The playoff is here.
Touchdown, Huskies.
Alabama's been absolutely unstoppable.
Then,
Ohio State wins.
Clemson's offense is on another level.
The college football playoff semifinals, December 31st on ESPN.
I need Stan. It's the two of us who make this work.
You have a way with words, my friend.
I've been told that from time to time.
I think we're in for something special.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going to business school, I took out a very big student loan. It was the first time that I actually felt a sense of fear. It was stressful. Then my friend told me about SoFi. I lowered my interest rate by 40%, which will save me over $25,000. Now I go to SoFi's member events, and I met some really inspiring people. Refinancing my loan with SoFi was probably one of the smartest things I've ever done.
Save thousands by consolidating your student loans. Get your rate in less than 2 minutes. Visit trysofi.com.
Cookies over spread. Mele Kalikimaka, happy Hanukkah to all of our friends watching the Hawaii Bowl tonight. 45-28, Hawaii on top. Things went from bad to worse for Middle Tennessee there in that last sequence right before we went to break.
And throwing the block on this play, it looks like he injured his left shoulder, which is his throwing shoulder.
Brent Stockstill right there,
right,
yeah.
and not his right shoulder, which he had the broken collarbone on his right side. And he was twisting it around, grabbed his shoulder. But on the sidelines, he was warming up a little bit, trying to throw the football, so we'll see if he goes back in.
He is left-handed. That is his throwing shoulder. So we did see him warming up, and backup quarterback John Urzua warming up on the sideline. Maria was down there. Maria, what'd you see?
Well, when Brent Stockstill came off to the sideline, he barely let trainers look at that left shoulder, but he was definitely holding it. He was visibly upset, screaming a couple times, and then we saw John Urzua starting to warm up a little bit on the sidelines. They talked for a little bit together, and he's been walking around. He put his helmet back on, chin strap, and it looks like he's ready to go and doesn't want to hear that he can't play. Remember when Coach said if he didn't play his son in this game, he probably wouldn't have a son anymore? That's how much Brent Stockstill wants to play.
Yeah, it certainly is an interesting dynamic when your son is the starting quarterback on the team and somebody who's so important to your success. That is for sure. As Drew Brown's pass is knocked down, bringing up about a 3rd down and 5 for Hawaii on this drive.
The dynamic is when you've got to go home and talk to mom if you put son back in there if he's not 100% healthy. But if you're Brent Stockstill, you're a competitor. You want to show your teammates that you want to play. But it's a fine line. If you're the head coach and his father, do you put him back in?
Brent injured his non-throwing shoulder on November 5th. He's been rehabbing since. This is his first game back, and he's injuring his throwing shoulder. Obviously, we don't know the extent of it, but it was a significant enough injury for the backup quarterback to start warming up. Hawaii trying to convert on 3rd down, and they do. St. Just again He's been finding running room on the left side, Mark, all night long.
And I talked about Dijon Allen, the left tackle, and John Waha, the left guard, doing a terrific job creating holes for the running game, and they do it again on this play. Outstanding blocking at the point of attack, and St. Just doesn't really have to do anything except run downhill. And you've got the tight end doing a terrific job blocking on that side, Dakota Torres. They've got it going on the left side of the offensive line in the running game.
Another first down for Hawaii, leading by 17, clock winding here in the fourth quarter. St. Just again, over the top, maybe picks up a yard.
Not a lot in the middle. Those two big defensive tackles do a great job of holding up the guards, but they're making their bread and butter on the left side of the offensive line.
Justin Akins with the stop that time again. Getting some help from Chris Hale.
Right now, if you're in Hawaii, you're relaxed, you're slowing it down, comfortable and confident in your offense, going two tight end lineup here.
Paul Harris in the game, takes the handoff along the right side, puts his head down, gets what he can, about 3 yards.
This offense, it's pretty impressive the way that they put it together during the game, the way that they started until where they are now. Not turning the football over, running the football, controlling the line of scrimmage, and throwing the football vertically when you have to make big plays. They've done it all.
Here's your time of possession right here. Hawaii went into the half with the lead. Kept the football for a great part of that third quarter, now into the early part of the fourth.
This is a time as an offensive lineman you love it because you know you're just going to pound the football as much as possible, eat up as much of the clock as you can.
And Paul Harris, the fresh running back, with the fake to him. And a great play that time. Drew Brown finding John Ursua, got a flag on the play. It was a first down. Let's see what the marker is.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense number 57. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
I think he must have meant 51 because I don't have a 57 on my depth chart. There he is, right there, Hensley. There's 57.
Don't throw John Waha under the bus.
I'm not. I'm just saying on my depth chart. I just went too deep. I need to go 3 deep now.
Called against him last time.
But for Hawaii in this offense, offensive coordinator Brian Smith doing a terrific job calling this football game, mixing it up with a running pass game, keeping the Middle Tennessee defense on their heels the entire second quarter, third quarter, now fourth quarter.
The Browns are making some excellent reads as well. Back to pass, feels the rush. Another flag down as he sprints out of the pocket, finds his man that time and commands Stevens, but again, another marker on the play, and Hawaii might be moving backwards. Holding call against Hawaii. Now the decision for Rick Stockstill. 4th and 6. We're 3rd in California.
I take 3rd in California. It's 4th and 6. They might take a shot going for it the way things are going for the Hawaii offense.
You think they go for it up 17 in the 4th quarter rather than pinning Middle Tennessee deep?
How many times
holding offense number 78. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
They've already gone for it 4th down.
No, you're right.
A couple of times in this game already and converted.
The craziest fake punt you'll ever see.
Yep.
It is 4th down and 6. And Nick Rolovich is keeping his offense on the field. Again, first bowl game since 2010. Haven't won a bowl game since 2006 here in Hawaii. Why not?
Throw caution to the wind. Have fun.
Brown with the play action fake, and he's going to go up top. And he's got Ursua open. Almost makes the play. Ball was underthrown, and Ursua had to come back for it, but that in a way almost helped him.
Just one tip of the ball by one of the defenders. 3 defenders converged on the ball. It was tipped away right at the end.
Michael Minter came back to make the play. As we take one last look at it, Ursua tried to come back for it. Minter got his left mid in there and made the play. Middle Tennessee takes over.
Come on! Why
doesn't Verizon offer unlimited data like T-Mobile?
Is it because their LTE network was built 6 years ago?
6 years ago? That's like 100 in phone years.
Their LTE network is older, slower, and they limit you. Switch to T-Mobile, the newer, faster, and unlimited network. We cover 99% of the Americans Verizon covers. Switch your family of 4 to T-Mobile, and we'll give you $800 to spend anywhere you want.
There are just some things you have to do when you live in this climate. They're not always fun. Well, okay.
All right.
Sometimes they're fun.
Get a little bit more. All right. Oh, you're doing a really good job.
Not everyone speaks Sriracha.
Sriracha.
But when a fan says
Sriracha.
they want a Sriracha chicken sandwich with Sriracha Jack cheese, Sriracha infused aioli, and a Sriracha bun. Wendy's spicy Sriracha chicken sandwich for a limited time.
Best Buy makes the holidays easy by helping you pick the right device with Verizon. Why, if we made the holidays any easier, you could carve turkey with laser vision. Holiday gifting made easy at Best Buy.
At Planners, we know how to throw a remarkable holiday party. Just serve classy snacks and be a gracious host, no matter who shows up. Richard, didn't think you were gonna make it.
Hey, sorry about last week. I don't know what got into me.
Yeah, well, forgive and forget. Kind of. I don't think so. Did you guys see that?
Do you like nuts?
Now Rain-X has 2-in-1 wiper blades that treat your windshield with a water-repellent coating. And when you turn them off, something amazing happens. The water repellency keeps working. So water beads up and rolls away. Other wipers don't clear your windshield and repel water, which means Rain-X wipers help you prepare for whatever comes your way. Rain-X, outsmart the elements. Find Rain-X water repellent wipers at these retailers.
Joey, get out of the way.
Danny, what are you doing?
It's Capital One Bowl Mania. I've stocked up on all the essentials, so I don't miss a thing.
I know you got room for me in there.
Nope, sorry.
Capital One Bowl Mania, now through January 2nd.
Welcome back to the Hawaii Bowl, all part of Capital One Bowl Mania, which has been so much fun to watch this year. In our game here tonight, no exception at all. 45-28, Hawaii with the lead over Middle Tennessee. And Drew Brown, a big reason for that, the quarterback for Hawaii. He's had a great game. Brent Stockstill, 21 of 38, 310 yards, 3 touchdowns, but a couple of picks. Had a costly fumble lost earlier in the game as well. Nicked up on that last series, but he's back in the game now for Middle Tennessee, hoping to lead the Blue Raiders to a big fourth quarter comeback in this game, handing off to Itavius Mathers to get this drive started.
Good push by the offensive line. A nice double team between the center, Daniel Stevens, and the right tackle, Chandler Brewer, picking up positive yards for the offense.
Stockstill back in after injuring his throwing shoulder on that last series, throwing a block. Came off. Maria was talking about how he was upset that there was even a consideration of taking him out. Play action, he's going deep. He's got Richie James. Beautiful pitch and catch, but James couldn't stay in bounds. Stockstill put it right on the money, but it was just a little too far for Richie James. We've got a flag on the play, too, as we take another look at the replay. Ooh, that left foot. Let's see what Charles Lambertina has to say.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Academic as Daniel Stevens was downfield, second team All-Conference USA center. So we back him up 5 yards.
You're just not on the same page offensively. I mean, this is an offense that really rocks and rolls, particularly with their quarterback, Brent Stockstill, up-tempo, making big plays offensively. Not a lot of mistakes, but for some reason in this game, they've just gone backwards.
A lot of big plays have been called back, too, from Middle Tennessee. Stockstill back to pass again. Quick over the middle. Wide open. He finds his receiver. Couple of moves downfield, and it's a big Big gain that time for Ty Lee.
Really nice move by Ty Lee. Good protection by the offensive line, allowing Stockstill to step up and throw this bullet down the field. Good tempo.
22-yard gain that time for Ty Lee. And you talk about tempo, first downs means you can push the pace, but another penalty backs Middle Tennessee up.
I'll start.
Full start. Offense number 55. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's just been their day today. Whenever something happens good, right off the bat, a mistake's made.
And Coach Stockstill wants to go tempo, and every time you get a penalty, it just kills all that momentum.
There are 2 fouls in the play. Both will be enforced. False start. Offense number 55. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 94. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. That is number 94's first unsportsmanlike foul.
Amawana Gifford guilty with the dead ball infraction, and that's costly for Hawaii. It's a first down now for Middle Tennessee. Stockstill rolling to his left. Looking to the end zone, another flag down. Richie James makes the catch, but he's out of bounds. This kid is something else.
Does a terrific job catching the ball, but can we let him play? Every play is a penalty.
Holding on the defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
We don't know who that was called on. We didn't get a number. I can tell you, Charles Lambertina, our referee on the night, is going to need a lozenge by the end of this night.
He's earning his paycheck.
Almost every single play.
These penalties could hurt Hawaii big time. If Middle Tennessee can get a quick score here, there's a lot of time left on the clock. Puts them down just 10.
Another first down, too. Middle Tennessee is having success in spite of their own mistakes because Hawaii is helping them out a little bit. Can he get to the outside? Missed tackle, and he does score. Ty Lee stayed on his feet and gets the score for Middle Tennessee. Jalen Rogers couldn't bring him down inside the 5.
What a fabulous job by the freshman Ty Lee at 5'9", doing an outstanding job of not going down, not being denied to take it in for the score.
Middle Tennessee is not done yet, not by a long shot. With 10:09 left to go in this contest, Cannon Rooker with an opportunity to bring the Blue Raiders to within 10 once again. Cannon nails it. I scan the field for flags. I see none, surprisingly. And it is a 10-point Hawaii lead with over 10 minutes left to go in this one. Tons of football left to go, and the game is completely up in the air. Don't go anywhere.
There is no typical day.
In your wallet.
The Hawaii Bowl, brought to you by the Hawaiian Islands. Let Hawaii happen. AT&T. And the Quicksilver Card from Capital One. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back every purchase, everywhere.
That is Coach Rick Stockstill from Middle Tennessee, not Nick Rolovich. Rolovich might be a little bit more
He's got some moves.
Yeah, he's from Tennessee.
He's got some sweet hips, got some moves there.
The luau that both teams enjoyed earlier on in the week. Middle Tennessee with a drive there to get within 10 points. With 10:09 left to go in this one, the Hawaii Bowl. It's been a fantastically entertaining game to call, and I hope you enjoyed it at home as well watching it. Kick taken out of the end zone that time. DeJean Butler gets it out to his own 16-yard line, and that's where Hawaii will scrimmage. Last time out for Hawaii, they went for it on 4th and 6 near midfield, and it came back to bite them.
And they almost got it all. They went for it all on this play, vertically throwing the ball down the field, trying to get it all. Just didn't get it the last second, but guess what? Middle Tennessee gets it in good field position and comes back and makes plays offensively. A terrific job of getting the ball in the end zone by wide receiver Ty Lee.
So how does Drew Brown answer? And they continue to have success running the football in short passes in the zone read, which is what has gotten them this far, so far, with a 10-point lead.
You want to take as much time off the clock as humanly possible.
Brown back to pass, and he's going for it all, trying to find Kemp to jump ball. And a beautiful play that time, but they could not convert on the interception. Michael Minter made an outstanding play to try to tip the ball to his teammate, Jeremy Cottrell. They just couldn't quite make it happen.
And what a fabulous job of adjusting to the football by Michael Miller. He given up 4 inches to wide receiver Marcus Kemp on this play, but he waits in the last minute, turns the shoulder facing the ball, and bats it into the air, and it's almost caught by Cottrell. That's a terrific job of playing the football. That's what you're taught as a defensive back, play the ball.
Wonderful presence of mind to know that his teammate Cottrell was there, and they could have made a big play, just came up a little bit short. Now 2nd down and 10. Brown keeping the ball. Takes it around left side, gains about 4 yards. This is a big 3rd down.
It definitely is, and Drew Brown has had a spectacular game so far. This drive is huge for them. Not only that, this down is huge for them. If they punt it away to Middle Tennessee, they're going to get decent field position on the punt. It's a big play for the offense, and it's an even bigger play for the Middle Tennessee defense.
Third down and 6 for Hawaii. 9:19 and counting in the game. Brown, quick drop, finds his receiver across the middle. It'll be a 1st down and more. Ursua with another big play for the Rainbow Warriors.
A nice job of running the receivers downfield. Ursua comes underneath, but the offensive line giving Drew Brown excellent protection and excellent time to make this pass. You don't want anybody in your face. You want to stand tall in the pocket and deliver the football, and he absolutely does for the 1st down for the Rainbow Warriors.
Big 3rd down conversion. Hawaii continues to work clock. Brown now changing the play. St. Just keeps it around right side. Head of steam, puts his shoulder down and gains 7. All right, after we're done here in Honolulu, we're going to send it back to Bristol for Sports Center tonight with a couple of Santas. Bucci and Anderson delivering gifts. Gifts like highlights from our game. All the NFL games, ton of those games today, by the way, on a Saturday because of the holiday weekend, and a whole bunch of other things going on in the world of sports. Plus, I understand they have some pretty crazy jackets, maybe even crazier than our shirts. Sports Center Night coming up next on ESPN.
Can't wait to see those jackets.
They were selling them. They were selling them last night, so we'll see if they live up to all the hype. This game has lived up to the hype and then some. 10-point game right now. Hawaii on top, trying to run clock and keep the drive alive. Brown completes it to Ursua again on the right side. Big hit that time. Delivered by Jeremy Cottrell.
He just engulfed the receiver on that play. He came flying out like a missile on that play.
Maybe letting a little frustration out as well and letting Ursua know about it.
But that's just a smart job by Jeremy Cottrell of reading the football play, knowing where the football is, and attacking the football and making a play on it.
Well-designed play, too, to get Ursua open in the flat. Great closing speed that time by Cottrell. So here's the situation. 3rd down and 2. Clock continues to wind now. 7:20 and counting. Middle Tennessee has got to get their defense off the field. Ursua again with a big play and finds some open space. Inside the 40-yard line, this man cannot be stopped here in the 4th quarter.
John Ursua is just a freshman, but what a special player. Smart, heady, knows how to get open, goes past the 1st down marker, picks up the additional yardage. But on 3rd down, he's been absolutely instrumental in this offense, coming down with 3rd down receptions and making plays. Right here, picks up a block, turns it down the field, and picks up the 1st down.
Makes a move on Javante Moffitt. All those extra yards, and Hawaii is not just killing the clock right now, but they are moving the football. 1st and 10 from Middle Tennessee's 38. St. Just bounces it to the left, finds an open hole, and puts his shoulder down again. 8 more yards. He is having a huge game.
Metui Selau-Unga does a terrific job of coming down and blocking in the middle of the line of scrimmage on that play. But what a sweet cut by St. Just, picking up the big yards. Nice job by the offensive line, but the cut that he makes on this play, picking up the additional yardage, picks up 8 yards on the play.
114 yards now on the day for the Osamis St. Just. Under 6 minutes to play in this one. Hawaii up 10 and driving. Double tights. Paul Harris up the middle. Breaks the tackle. Great move by Harris. Inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Hawaii. What an athlete, Paul Harris.
What moves, not being denied on the play, but the offensive line is wearing down the defensive front 7 of Middle Tennessee. They've been doing it for the last 2.5 quarters, pounding the football, but an outstanding change of pace with Paul Harris coming into the game. Terrific running back. The senior's done a terrific job running the football downhill, but here, spectacular cuts with the football.
What a move by Harris.
How about this drive for Hawaii? Not only moving the ball, picking up 3rd downs, but milking the clock.
Already now 5 minutes on this drive and counting, and they've gone the length of the field. Fake to Harris. Brown keeps it. Trying to find the corner. He won't get there. He'll be dropped for a loss. DJ Sanders tracked him down.
Not what you want out of your offense, not a positive play, but the key was keeping the clock rolling.
Let's remember in this game, folks, Middle Tennessee opened up a 14-0 lead in the 1st quarter, and they were cruising. Brent Stockstill, in his first game since injuring his shoulder in early November, was hot early on and in sync. And then a big turnover, and Hawaii put points on the board, and that turned everything around about midway through the 1st quarter.
Momentum changed at that point, and then the other turnovers in the pick 6 also.
Brown, the handoff to St. Just. Finds a crease and gets down to about the 4-yard line. Devontae Moffitt with the stop, so a big 3rd down and goal coming up here for Hawaii. The 10-point lead. Can Middle Tennessee hold them to 3?
It's going to be difficult. Good body lean by the offensive line, and you're watching St. Just when he runs the football, makes a cut, but he just leans forward with the ball all the time. Always picking up that extra half a yard, extra yard every time he carries the football.
And I'm assuming that Rolovich and company would go for 3 on 4th down. They may not, the way this game has gone. Brown sprints right, has an open receiver, scores. It's Colley. Dylan Colley, the sophomore from El Dorado Hills, California, makes the catch and extends the football beyond the line. Hawaii's in great shape.
And another great job by a young receiver for Hawaii. The sophomore, Dylan Colley, knows where the goal line is, reaches out across the goal line for the score. How about quarterback Drew Brown rolling to his right, throwing the ball right on the money again on 3rd down.
He has been on target in this game, poised. When his team needs a big play all game long, he's been there to deliver it.
Previous play of a touchdown is under further review.
So, replay official Paul Zukas will take a look at this play, as we will also. Brown again sprinting right. From that angle.
Tough to tell.
It's tough to tell. Take another look here. It's almost impossible to reverse it. I mean, that's what would have to happen here. It would have to be conclusive, and without looking straight down the line, his feet are right on the line as he extends the ball out. There you can see the official.
From here, it looks like he's across it. He's right there looking at it, so.
The official's 5 yards from the play. Looking right down the line. The head linesman makes the call that it's a touchdown right away. Never hesitated.
I'm going with the headlines on this one.
You are?
Yeah, absolutely. I always agree with the official.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Dylan Colley's 4th touchdown reception of the season. And Rick Stockstill can only watch and shake his head. This Hawaii has put 51 on the board, and Rigoberto Sanchez looks to make it 52.
But really impressive by Hawaii on that drive. Just continually picking up 3rd downs. 8 for 16 on 3rd downs in this game. And when they most needed it, particularly in that drive, they got them. They got 1st downs.
And ran about 6.5 minutes off the clock. Whistle on this one. We'll see what the officials say.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
That's Atua Ely, guilty of the false start.
Maybe with all the penalties, Hawaii's just giddy because they hadn't been in this position. They haven't been in a bowl game.
Hadn't been in a bowl game since 2010. 6-7 on the year. The extra game, because Hawaii gets an extra game if the team comes out here and plays them. You get an extra game too if you make that trip. Sanchez boots it through. 52-35. Hawaii extends their lead. Home folks here at Aloha Stadium, all smiles.
Auburn, Oklahoma, January 2nd at 8:30 on ESPN.
And at Progressive, we let you compare our Progressive Direct rate.
Great deals for reals.
And our competitors' rates side by side, so you know you're getting a great deal.
Saving the moolah.
As you can see, sometimes Progressive isn't the lowest.
Not always the lowest.
Jamie, what are you doing?
I'm being your hype man.
Maybe
Right
somebody's
gonna be the hype
No, we
man.
said we wouldn't do it. I'm sorry, we were talking about savings.
I liked his way.
Cha-ching! Talking about getting that money. Talking about getting that money.
Savings worth the hype. Now that's...
There's a place up ahead and I'm going just as fast as my feet can fly. Come away if you're going. Leave the sinking ship behind. Come on the rising wind. We're going up around the bend.
Reason number 12 why you should own a ThermoSpa's hot tub. They require no attachment to your home's plumbing. Simply fill it with a garden hose and plug it in. ThermoSpa's unique thermofiltration system is completely built in and filters the water an incredible 144 times a day, so your water stays crystal clear with very little maintenance. Call to receive a free DVD and 48-page brochure and find out how you can own a ThermoSpa's for only a few dollars a day. And right now, we're offering 0% financing. There will never be a better time to own a ThermoSpa's hot tub. This offer includes free delivery, free chemicals, and a $400 cash coupon. That's $1,000 in savings. So call now and ask about 0% financing.
ThermoSpas, 800-282-8197.
52-35, Hawaii with the lead in the Hawaii Bowl. Just 3:31 left to go in this game. Hawaii cheerleaders pleased with what they have seen, as are the folks here in attendance at Aloha Stadium. Thinning out a little bit here on this Christmas Eve. Sports Center coming your way next. John and John going to bring you not only highlights of this game, but all the day in the NFL as well. A bunch of big games, a bunch of injuries as well. Unfortunately, they'll have all the news for you on Sports Center coming up. What can Middle Tennessee do here? They're down 17 with 3.5.
They're in a tough position, a long way from home. Hawaii's played an exceptional football game, maybe their best of the year.
An opportunity for Desmond Anderson on the return. He'll only get out to the 23, though. That's where the Blue Raiders will scrimmage. Fans, tune into ESPN 3 for the post-game trophy ceremony presented by Capital One immediately following the game. There you see it. Beautiful trophy for the Hawaii Bowl. I'm fairly confident that Maria Taylor will have a very important role in that trophy ceremony. Stockstill out to the left, finds Mathers. Can he get some open space? He does. Tripped up, though, after a gain of 15. It'll be a first down.
It's one of those plays we hadn't seen enough from Itavius Mathers in this game. You thought he touched the ball a lot more, particularly at the running back position, but he's such a great receiver out of the backfield.
Malachi Mangeo with the stop back out this side. Ty Lee with the reception. Close to another first down. Counted off at about 10 yards. They gave him the first.
This is the tempo that Middle Tennessee wanted to try to establish the entire game, but they haven't been able to the last 2.5 quarters.
With the football midfield, clock winding down, 3 minutes left to go in this one. They've got to go quickly. Stockstill, the fake. Looks to his right, throws it up, can't connect. That time looking for Dennis Andrews.
Good pressure by the front four from Hawaii.
Makani Kema Kalewahea with the pressure, forcing the quick throw.
Seems like this Hawaii defense is more energized later on in this game. The farther this game goes, they can feel it. They know they're up. They've got a big score, a big pad, but they're just pinning their ears back now. They know what's coming from the Middle Tennessee offense.
Stockstill downfield. What a catch! Are you kidding me with Richie James? No wonder this kid was a Bolitnikoff and Maxwell Award watch list. I mean, that is an unbelievable catch.
Pass interference. Offense number 3. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
What a shame.
That's a tough one to swallow. He made a heck of an acrobatic catch and adjustment to the football.
Man's coming back. Probably got the wind knocked out of him on that one, the way he landed, but look at this athletic ability to come down with this ball.
Concentration, hand and eye concentration and coordination, and knowing where the ball is and adjusting to it. It's an amazing catch. Even though it's coming back, that's an amazing effort.
Unfortunately, it looks like it might be more than just the wind being knocked out of him. Richie James heads to the sideline, and the folks here at Aloha Stadium giving him a well-deserved round of applause.
They know how exciting that man is. That young man has done a terrific job the entire game long. He's laid it out on the line for Middle Tennessee.
He may have landed awkwardly on that shoulder. It looks like that's what they're working on, his right shoulder. He is in a lot of pain. That is an unfortunate sight to see. Second down and a long way for Middle Tennessee. Down 17, clock winding. Just outside of 2.5 minutes left to go in this one. They've got to move quickly and they've got to score. Mathers along the right side. Can't find any real estate.
Talking to defensive coordinator Kevin Lampa, he told us, he said, look at our stats, not very good. They're atrocious. But the way we play, we played hard the entire season long. We've made plays. We just haven't made enough of them. We haven't tackled well, but we've gotten better as the season's gone on.
We saw in that play, Jamal Mayo with the tackle. Open field, fought off a block, too, to get it. Hawaii a prevent D on this one. Understandably so, third and forever. But they pick up the first down. Nice play that time by Jacques Bruce.
Nice throw by the quarterback, Brent Stockstill.
With Richie James out, Jacques Bruce getting an opportunity to show what he can do and picks up the first down on third and forever. Stockstill looking to move in a hurry. Just throws this one away. Play wasn't there.
Under pressure on the play. For Hawaii, I look at this team, first-year head coach Nick Rolovich, the strides that they made this season. Got to be impressed. The way that they finished the season and the way they played in this game.
This evens up their record if they can hold on for the W at 7-7.
And that's big for him in this program.
Mathers Finds a crease on the left side, trying to break free from the tackle. Cannot do so. Finally wrapped up that time. Mefikolo Matangi with the stop. And Corey Rasmussen with the help.
Middle Tennessee takes the first charge time out of the half.
Middle Tennessee takes their first timeout. Driving, but the clock is winding down.
There's a lot of places you never want to see $7.95. But you'll be glad to see it here. Fidelity, where smarter investors will always be.
That one, Daddy. It's beautiful.
I'm the world's greatest Douglas fir. I'm the perfect shape. I'm the perfect color. My scent, like making love to a lumberjack.
But halfway home, my twine gets loose.
And your cut rate insurance might not pay for this. So get Allstate, where you can save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's good to be in good hands.
No. You can scroll menus for days, or just get what you want. All your favorites you crave, one box, $5, no hard choices. The $5 Cravings Deal, only at Taco Bell.
Tis the season for safety. Find the features that matter to you. Auto Trader.
Critics are raving about Fences, and now it's a Golden Globe nominee for Best Actor Denzel Washington and Best Supporting Actress Viola Davis.
It's not easy to admit that I've been standing in the same place for 18 years. I've been standing with you.
Fences, rated PG-13, Christmas Day.
Hey, Evan. So, you're stuck at a work thing. With DirecTV and AT&T, you can stream all your favorite shows without using your data. That makes you more powerful than a table for 60.
Wednesdays are the new Thursdays.
Or the mandatory after party.
How early is too early to leave?
You're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
It's your TV. Take it with you. Watch all your live DirecTV channels on AT&T data free.
Time winding down in this edition of the Hawaii Bowl. Rainbow Warriors up 17, a minute 34 left to go. It's the games we've been waiting for all season. The College Football Playoff semifinals on ESPN, December 31st. As part of Capital One Bowl Mania. First one, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl at 3 Eastern. Mayday, I know you'll be there. Second one, the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, Ohio State and Clemson. Check them both out on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. Time winding down for Middle Tennessee, trying to get something going. That isn't going to get it done. Ty Lee bringing up a fourth down.
Terrific job of tackling by the Hawaii defense on that play. You were talking about the playoffs. I was thinking about Ohio State for some reason. I had them on my mind.
That's next. That's coming up next, man. Right around the corner. Fourth down for Middle Tennessee, and they convert. Beautiful pitch and catch that time, all the way inside the 5-yard line. Right on target as C.J. Wyndham brought it in. Nice pass that time by Brent Stockstill, too.
Fabulous pass, stepping up, throwing the ball vertically, but putting a lot on the football, shredding it between defenders. What a great pass. And a nice job by C.J. Wyndham coming down with the football and holding on to it with 2 hands. Big first down.
First and goal, under a minute left to go in the game. 2 timeouts left for Middle Tennessee. And Hawaii takes one.
Hawaii takes the first charge time out of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
One of the fun things for us when we come out here to do the Hawaii Bowl is to look at the pronunciation chart. Now, Middle Tennessee has a pronunciation chart. Every college football team has one. It's usually 7, 8, maybe a dozen names long. And the the names don't have a dozen letters in them.
And you've done a fabulous job with the names.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. There's Mefi Koloa Matangi.
Keep going.
Fa'alologo.
There you go.
Akoteu. Are you going to keep testing me here, folks? Because I'm going to fail miserably on one of them.
I was just waiting for that.
There's Mefi again. When you say Koloa Matangi enough times, you can just say Mefi for the rest of the night. And if Hawaii wins, I don't think Mefi would really mind if I call it Mefi for the rest of the night.
The way he's played, he's had a heck of a football
question.
game.
First and goal for Middle Tennessee. Can they keep their hopes alive? They got to score quickly here because they're down 3 scores. Incomplete that time, looking for Dennis Andrews.
Not on the same page with quarterback Brent Stockstill.
Jalen Rogers, who had an interception earlier in the day. We've had over 1,000 yards of total offense combined from both these teams today. That's not a surprise. I think we expected to see something like that at the start of the night.
It's bowl season. They're both pitching it around.
Mathers can't break free. Loss of a yard on the play, and Stockstill runs down to get a timeout. That's his second.
What a nice job of penetration by the front four.
Middle Tennessee takes their second charge timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
Jelani Tavai, the unquestioned leader on this team, along with Ike Mokeke, who's had a heck of a game coming off the edge. Our Capital One player of the game, this is no surprise either. Drew Brown, what a game he's had at quarterback for Hawaii. 20 of 30, 274 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air. Had a touchdown running the ball as well. And maybe the most important number is that last number right there. 0 interceptions. Took care of the football. No turnovers for Hawaii. 3 turnovers for Middle Tennessee. That really goes a long way in telling the tale of this game.
That is the story of this football game. But Drew Brown had a fabulous game. Not only the stats there, but the way that he controlled the offense and managed this football game. Protected the football, made great decisions. If it wasn't there, throwing the football away, handed it to the running back at the right time and keeping it when he had to, but throwing the ball with precision on 3rd down.
Drew Brown, just a sophomore. He'll be back next year. 3rd down. Pass is complete, but short of the goal line. We're going to have 4th down as the clock continues to wind, and Stockstill calls his final timeout. Jacques Bruce
Middle
again
Tennessee
with the reception.
Takes a 3rd and final charge timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
Good look at Nick Rolovich right there, a Hawaii head coach. His first year, so much of his staff is well brand new, and he talked an awful lot about what it means to have played here and to understand that it's different here in Hawaii. The way you have to recruit, the way you have to coach kids. It's just a different atmosphere. The way you have to sell the program in the community.
The timeout will be extended to a full timeout.
He told us this is a terrible place to be unhappy. You've got to buy into the culture here. You've got to buy into the facilities. You've got to buy into the program. And once you do that and accept all that, this could be the greatest place to play as a young player. And he knows that. He's played here. He's coached against this team. He's coached for Hawaii. And he understands the system. He understands the society here. And he's bought in. And he's gotten the players to buy in. And in his first year, he's not only doing a good job, I think he's done a great job. For what he was left with and the players that he had that didn't know how to win, to teach these young men how to win. He's done a very, very good job with this football team.
Talked about how the team went out in the community earlier in the year, handing out schedules at department stores and grocery stores and whatnot, and just meeting the fans and everybody on these islands, not just Oahu, but all the islands, really fired up about Hawaii football right now. 4th down, last chance for Middle Tennessee. Can they keep their hopes in this Hawaii Bowl alive? Whistle on the play as it's called dead before we even got the snap. Hawaii calls a timeout.
Hawaii takes a 2nd charge timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
Okay, now it's gamesmanship. They don't want Middle Tennessee to score. Middle Tennessee obviously wants to score in this drive, so now it's a little gamesmanship going on between sidelines.
Like we said before, Hawaii hasn't been to a bowl game since 2010. They are going to make the most of this opportunity, and they're at home. They're in their home stadium in front of their home folks here on Christmas Eve.
And it means a lot, not only winning at home, but for this program. And it's huge for them in recruiting, obviously. Going to a bowl game, getting the extra exposure, getting people to come back and support this program again. When June Jones was here, it was high flying, lots of scoring, lots of winning, lots of bowl games. Then they took that deep depression, and now with Nick Rolovich, I think they're going in the right direction.
Final 38 seconds from Honolulu. 4th and goal for Middle Tennessee, down 17.
It's a battle of wills right here.
Stockstill keeps. Looks for a receiver. Has his man, but can't connect. Stephen Rhodes made the play for Hawaii.
Good play call, good pass. Bad hands by the receiver. Look at Nick Roll. He's fired up.
He is fired up. The Bows are going to win their first bowl game since 2006.
Nice execution by the offense. This is what you want. This is why you call those timeouts. You wanted to get this play. Diagram, good throw by the quarterback, Brent Stockstill. Good touch. Just got to come down and catch the football.
Couldn't quite make it work that time. So Hawaii takes over inside their own 5. And that'll do it.
You know what, partner? Fun game to call. 87 points scored.
Yeah, over 1,000 yards. Rolovich trying to avoid the Gatorade bath. It's not going to work.
He's trying.
Means a lot to him, quarterback here.
Look at that joy and happiness
under June Jones. Means a lot to these players. Clock winding down on this edition of the Hawaii Bowl as Rich Stockstill and Nick Rolovich meet at midfield.
Two classy coaches.
Been a fun game, Mayday.
Yeah, a lot of scoring, a lot of excitement.
Points, a lot of scoring.
For quarterback Brent Stockstill to come back off that collarbone injury, I thought that was important for his team.
Football fans, stay with us.
Final score, 52-35. Hawaii with the win. Coming up next on ESPN, we take you back to Bristol for Sports Center with Bucci and Anderson. Fans, tune in to ESPN 3 for the post-game trophy ceremony presented by Capital One. Thanks for watching, everybody. Heli Kalikimaka from Honolulu.